battle in Chicago 8 years before. Everyone stunned by the fury of Lewis's attack.
What's happening, my people? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, #JBT. Boxing Talk with Banky and J Hardcore. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. Al Booger, Mike Mazik, Donnie Williams. Salute to everyone and welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, The Box Historian. Today, the life and career of Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Historian bringing you all that boxing history. Because boxing is the greatest sport of them all. And that's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. How's everyone? Friday afternoon edition of Cat Sports the Box Historian. Pulled up on another weekend. We got Tim Zoo back in action. Actually, we got about 3 cards. I think it's one from London and one from somewhere else, but this one is from Orlando, Florida. And Tim Zoo is the biggest name of the weekend, so we're going to go over that one. That's really this weekend, right? Because I know the last couple of weeks I was telling you about cards that had already happened, remember? That had the one from Australia. It was that morning. I'm talking about it was at night, and it was another one. But this card is tomorrow, right? So I'm going to go over that one real quick. And, Friday, big week of boxing history with the profile, the life and career of Pernell Whitaker. Slick defensive fighter, Can make a great argument for him being the best ever defensively, I'd say it's Willie Pep, but you can't be mad at anybody that says it's Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea, Willie Pep, Floyd. Nicolino Loesch was pretty good too, from old guy from back in the day. And Sweet Pea was just incredible, man. He could stand right in front of you and you couldn't hit him. He could do things with his body, man. Like, how you bend over forward? He could stand in front of you and almost bend over backwards. Just as far as the average person can bend over forward, man. Yeah. And, had great footwork, too. And when he put that great footwork with that incredible body movement, upper body movement he had, man, it's just impossible to hit him. Yeah. I think he lost about 3 or 4. I don't even know how he lost them. Well, we know 3 of them was robberies. Oscar was a robbery. The draw with Julio Cesar Chavez was a robbery. A guy named Jose Luis Ramirez. That was a robbery. Yeah, he fought him twice. Came back and beat him. Now, they fought twice, right? And the 2 fights were like carbon copies of each other. But the judges gave one to Ramirez and one to Whitaker. So, what are these judges doing, man? It was basically the same fight. The same thing happened in both fights. 12-round decisions, but they gave one to Ramirez, one to Whitaker. So I don't know what those judges were looking at. 2 different sets of judges saw it totally different. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT in the building. What's up, T Hill? Profile day. Sweet Pea today. Let's look at this card with Tim Zoo we got coming up this weekend. Tim is going up against, man. Ooh-wee. One of them names. Bakram Murtazalian. I think that's it. Bakram Murtazalian, right? But you know who I'm talking about. The guy Tim Zoo is fighting this weekend. Yeah, it's now Murtazalian has a title. I'll tell you in a minute. I'm gonna write his name in there because I don't know what it is. I do. When I can't pronounce it, I'll let the chat pronounce it itself. Okay. M-U-R. The name got over 10 letters in it. I can't pronounce it. T-A-Z-A-L-I-E-B. Murtazalian, right? The first name changed on me. It's so bad that the phone corrected it, and it wasn't even wrong. Yeah, that's who he's fighting, and he has a title. The Murtazalian comes in at 22-0. Well, comes in at 22-0, right? He took out Jack Colkay in April. Just in April, he won the IBF title. Just got it. This is his first defense. And that was his 16th knockout. And it was a long time coming because he's Russian. He was trying to get a fight with Jamel too when Jamel had the IBF, but he couldn't get it. He's 31 years old. And this will be a big career win if he can get this one over Tim Zoo. This will be a big one, right? Now, Tim comes in at 24-1. Lost his last fight, that bloodbath to Pandora. And he had an interim WBO, right? And he became a dominant force at junior welterweight, but he was also waiting, trying to get a fight with Mel. And finally, he was eventually upgraded to full WBO champion, right? And he had wins over Tony Harrison, Carlos Ocampo, and Brian Mendoza. And he lost it in his last outing. He lost his belt to the Towering Inferno in that war, the bloodbath, remember, that he had with him. So that's the main event tonight. But what else we got on the card? Yeah, Big Supreme in the building. What's up, Big Supreme? Just going over this card. We're going to start about 2:30, talking about Sweet Pea. Let's salute Big Supreme. Hashtag AMC FSG. I just figured out what that is. I heard Jay Hardcore say it this morning, but I forgot already. The hashtag FMC FSG. I've been seeing a lot of people with that, but I never knew what it was until this morning. Let's salute Big Supreme. Yeah, what else we got on this card? It's from Orlando, Florida tomorrow. Yeah. And we got 2 other cards this weekend, too. I know one is from London. I don't know where the other one is from. Yeah, but I think it's like 7 fights on this card. Yazoo is 24-1, just that loss to the Towering Inferno. And we got Yoenis Tellez is fighting Johan Gonzalez, right? That's they're super welterweights, right? And Tellez is 8-0, and Gonzalez is 35-3. Wow, so you got a youngster going up against a vet in that one. No belts on the line. Okay. Then we got Tellez, and this thing keep going out on the screen. I don't know what that is. I was saying, I lost my place. The damn thing went out on me. What's up with that? Hope that ain't a sign of things to come today. Now, Tellez was the first fighter to stop Sergio Garcia. Remember him? Yeah. And then we got Matteo Tapia versus Indri Saavedra. That's some names today. Tapia is 17-0. And Saavedra is 16-1. So that should be a pretty good matchup at middleweight, 160. About 7 fights on there. Carlos Jackson versus Ryan Lee Allen. Jackson is 20-1. Allen is 10-8-1. Wow. That's that super bantamweight. What is that, 122? That's where Monster is undisputed. Cesar Mateo Tapia up against Indri. Well, that's the damn fight I just read. What is wrong with you guys? Daniel Blancas versus Marcos Delgado. Super middleweight. Okay. Blancas is 10-0. Delgado is 7-5-1. Roberto Rivera Gomez versus Martin Diaz. Super featherweight, 130. Gomez, pair of prospects. Gomez is 4-0. Well, Gomez is a prospect, 4-0, and Diaz is 25-1. Wow. What's a 4-0 guy doing fighting somebody 25-1? Most times, the prospect fighting somebody with that many fights, the record is like 13-16 or something. Damn, 25-1. And that's it for that card, going up against the prospect. Yep. That's tonight. Orlando, Florida. I don't know what network it's on. Probably the Zone, I guess. Yeah. And it's for a title. The IBF super middleweight. So Tim is going after his second title after losing his other title to Fedora this year. Doc Kent in the building. What's up, Doc Kent? How are you today? Good to see you again. Yeah, I know I promised you that you would get your rich next time. So yeah, I'm a man of my word, Doc Kent. Okay. Dog Kent is now a moderator on Cast Sports. Okay, congratulations, Dog Kent. Okay, yes, Pernell Whitaker today. And I was just talking about his defense, man. I call Willie Pep the best of all time, but I ain't mad if somebody calls Sweet Pea that, because him, Floyd, Willie Pep, Nicolino Loesch, and I was just telling everybody else before everybody came in about how he could move that upper body, man. You know how you bend over forward? He could almost bend over backwards that far, man. I seen him do it, man. You know? Just crazy. He could stand in front of a guy and just move his upper body and make him miss. It's hard to outpoint somebody like that, man. And yeah, Sweet Pea was incredible. And of course, he had those 3 losses, man. Well, he total had I'll tell you in a minute, but I know 3 of those losses. The one that Jose Luis Ramirez, the first one, Oscar, and the draw with Zoo, they should have all been wins, man. You know, they really should have, because he really won all those fights. I thought he did. But, you know, Chavez was getting all kind of gifting because he was like 80-something, and they wanted to keep him undefeated. You know, he was on the hope list. One of them fighters they trying to build into something that they're not. He was a good fighter, but, you know, he wasn't as good as they tried to make him. The man didn't win no 87 fights straight. He lost to Pernell Whitaker and Meldrick Taylor before he lost to the guy that he actually gave it to. And they made that a split decision. And the guy beat him unanimously by a wide margin. And they made that a split. They tried to give that one to him. Yeah. But yeah, we're talking about Sweet Pea today, not Julio Cesar Chavez. But Julio is a great Hall of Famer, you know. And yeah, next week, Monday, the fantasy matchups Monday will be back. I had been preparing for that debate with BVO all weekend, but then I couldn't do it. I did do my fantasy matchup Monday prep because, you know, Monday was my birthday and Miss Cass had other plans. And BVO said I ducked, but obviously he's not married. If it's your birthday and you got a debate scheduled and your wife tells you she got something else planned, it's a no-brainer which option you're going to take. Happy wife, happy life. So forget that debate. Miss Cass said we going out. So yeah, BBO obviously not married. Because anybody married know that debate or go out with the wife. You know, just go out with the wife. Okay. But anyway, yeah. Pernell Whitaker. But how's everybody today? It's Friday. Back at the weekend. I guess what, the weigh-in is today, right? Have they had it yet? I think somebody said it was 4 or something like that. And yeah, we got some other fights tomorrow too, though. Let me look at them and then get started. Just see what's going on with boxing schedule. This Cass told me this morning, Jake Paul knocked Mike Tyson out in the first round, and I was like, what? They had that fight already? And I don't know what she was looking at something somebody was talking about on Facebook or something. She had me going for a minute there, but that's in November, right? I knew it was getting time for it, and I was like, damn, Jake knocked him out in the first round. No way. Yeah, Miss Cass does that sometimes. She's not on it. Oh, what am I doing, man? I done changed the music. She's not on here listening. She went to a funeral, so I can talk about it. She's a big-time boxing fan, though. She might be at the funeral with the earpiece in. That sounds like something I would do. Sorry. Yeah, we got 3 cards this weekend. Yeah, I hit this thing and changed the music. Yeah. But I'm still has everybody ready for the weekend. It's here. Just have a good, safe one. We're going to do this couple of hours and get you to just do boxing. Yeah, Orlando, Florida is the one we was just talking about. And then we got one from London, too. That's headline Adam Azim. Yeah. Good, promising young British fighter. O'Hara Davis. Isn't that the one that Big Hat, what's his name? Barroso, knocked out in the title eliminator, where he never got his title. Won the title eliminator, never got a title. And then we got one from Germany. Wow. William Skull. Okay. Is he from Germany? He's fighting Vladimir Shishkin for the vacant IBF belt, super middleweight. That's the one they stripped from Canelo because he wouldn't fight Skull. Of all the people they stripped him for William Skull, somebody nobody never heard of. And that's something. Danced around Benavidez for years. They stripped him for William Skull. That's just crazy. But the IBF, they've been doing a lot of stripping lately. That's the one that stripped Usyk. He was going for undisputed and they stripped him. That was crazy. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more in the building. I really didn't think Usyk deserved to get stripped, man. But he was 4-belt undisputed in 2 weight classes. They can't strip that from him. Because he had it for like about 10 minutes, but he did have it. I think they stripped Usyk right after the fight. Or during the fight. I still don't understand it. But yeah. So this next one between Usyk and Fury won't be for undisputed. I heard they was getting ready to strip Better But did they do it? So it looks like if him and Bivol does have a rematch, it won't be for undisputed. The IBF is a mess, man. They wait until somebody get undisputed and then they strip him. How come they didn't strip him before he fought Bivol? Well, maybe they had to fight or not fight their mandatory first or whatever. I don't know. It's just crazy. Well, let's get ready to talk about Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker. I couldn't find how he got that name. Anybody know? How did he get the name Sweet Pea? The nickname Sweet Pea? Yeah, he was hit by a car a few years back. Left us too soon. I think he was in his 40s then. He's in his 50s now. Would have been in his 50s, you know. Man, what the hell is going on here? I'm having problems today. Gee, me Christmas. I'm going to call my 8-year-old granddaughter up and ask her, can she get over here? Help me through this show. Man. Screen keep going blank. I don't understand it. See. But the life and career of Pernell Whitaker. Let's get started. Before I get knocked off of the air, they took my monetization. I'm supposed to get it back next month though. Yeah. Whitaker. Not Whitaker. There he is. Sweet Pea. It's 2:32. Let's go with today's show. Make sure I don't miss anybody coming in. Salute to everybody rocking with me today. Bruce Gas here. Bruce Gas said maybe she had a premonition. Tell you to bet on Jake Paul. Yeah, Bruce. Yeah, that might be something, man. Bet on Jake Paul for the knockout. You probably win some cash if you bet on a Jake Paul first round knockout. And it happens, man, you know? Wow. Might have to put something on that. Jake Paul for the first round knockout. That would probably get you some money. Yeah. Yeah, Sandy Sadler did stop him 3 times. That took some doing, man. Stop a great defensive fighter like that 3 times. Sandy just had his number, man, you know? Yeah. They fought, and that last one was like the dirtiest fight of all times. They went to the mat a couple times, and one time they took the referee with them. They both got suspended and fined after the fight. But then they came best of friends. They started doing exhibitions after they retired together and everything. Yeah. Yeah. I guess you fight somebody that many times, you can't help but have respect for them, you know? Yeah. Okay. Pernell Whitaker. We got to get up top here. Where it belong at. I don't know. That's some few pictures for you. Oh, come on, man. Miss Cass know damn well I'm on the air. Why in the hell is she calling me, man? Jesus Christ. Excuse me for a minute. Yeah, baby. Yes. On the air. Bye-bye. Love you. She said she forgot. Okay, she said she forgot. Okay. Sorry about that. Gotta answer that one though. The wife call. You know. Gotta answer that one. Okay. Now what was I doing before I was interrupted? I can't remember. I was getting ready to start the show. Okay. I'm just messing with y'all. Okay. What's up, Thomas Hill? Thomas T. Hill says Sandy was giving people dirt nets. Yeah. It says Sandy was kind of a dirty fighter, too. Rough and tumble type guy. Yeah. Pernell Whitaker, Sr., okay? He was born January 2nd, 1964, right? And he competed professionally from 1984 to 2001, right after he won an Olympic medal. He was on the 84 team. They were fire, too. You know, just as good as that 76 team. 1980 wasn't bad either, but they didn't get to go because of politics, right? But he had a 17-year career from 84 to 2001. And he subsequently worked as a boxing trainer, too, right? Trained Floyd a little. Now, he was a full-weight world champion, having won titles. We talked about that the other day. Remember, we did the show on everybody had at least 4 years. Pernell Sweet Pea made the club. Now, he won his titles at lightweight, junior welterweight, and junior middleweight. And he was an undisputed welterweight, undisputed lightweight champion, and lineal lightweight champion, and welterweight, right? And in 1989, he won Fighter of the Year for Ring Magazine and the Boxing Writers Association of America. He had a good year in 89, yeah. And he currently holds the longest unified lightweight championship reign in boxing history at 6 title defenses. Now, Whitaker is generally regarded as one of the greatest defensive boxers of all time. You can make a good argument for him being number 1. I say Willie Pep is, but yeah. I ain't mad at you if you think it's Sweet Pea. Not at all. Yeah, Bruce, 100%. Bruce says he was the victim of 2 of the biggest robberies in boxing. And we're going to get to that. Yeah, Jose Luis Ramirez and Julio Cesar. That's right. Chavez, for sure. Yeah, I was just talking about that. He sure was Bruce Gas. In boxing history, those two. You know, he fought Ramirez twice. Remember, the second fight was almost like the first one. But 3 different, they gave the second one to Sweet Pea. You know, 3 different judges saw it differently. You know? Yeah, in the rematch, basically beat him the same way, but they got it right the second time. It's just one of those things, I guess, you know. But yeah, he fought out of the southpaw stance, right? And like I said, fought at lightweight, junior welterweight, and junior middleweight. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this damn thing. Keeps going out like that. Never did that before. I'm not blinking out on y'all, am I? Yeah. Joe in the building. What's up, Joe? Pernell Whitaker today. Salute. Good to see you, Joe. I'm not going out on the chat, Emma, because this thing keeps going blank every 5 minutes or so. Yeah, he fought out of the southpaw stance, right? And he fought in those 4 weight divisions: lightweight, junior welterweight, and junior middleweight. He was 5'6" tall, and he had a reach of 69 inches, and had a total of 46 fights in his career. He won 40, lost 4. He had 1 draw, 1 no contest. He had 17 by knockout. You know, he definitely wasn't a power guy, you know, 40 wins, 17 of them by knockout. Okay. Now, as an amateur, Whitaker won a silver medal in the lightweight division at the 1982 World Championships, followed by gold at the 1983 Pan American Games and gold at the 1984 Olympics, right? After his retirement in 2001, Whitaker returned to the sport as a trainer. In 2002, the Ring magazine ranked Whitaker 10th on their list of the 100 greatest fighters of the last 80 years. And in 2006, Whitaker was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. Yeah, first year he got in there. Let's take a quick look at his amateur career before we get into it, okay? Look at his amateur career. Okay, let me get my glasses up. Okay. Sweet Pea Whitaker today, y'all. D for the win in the building. What's up, D for the win? We're going to talk about Sweet Pea today, one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time, man. Salute D for the win in the building. Good to see you today, bro. Okay. Now let's look at Sweet Pea's amateur career briefly before we get into it, okay? Now, yeah, I told you he won the gold in 84. He was on that fire team, man. Okay. Having problems today. This thing keep going on me. Now, Whitaker had an extensive amateur boxing career, having started at the age of 9, right? That's when he started, 9 years old. And he had 214 amateur fights. He won 201 of them. And guess what? 91 by knockout. But he said he had up to 500 amateur fights. But his power didn't carry from the amateurs to the professional ranks with him. Okay? Yeah. Now, he claimed he had 500, but officially on the record he had 214. Won 201 and knocked out 91 people, right? And it's harder to do it in the amateur because you only got 3 rounds. You know, mainly concentrating then on getting them points. Outpoint you guy, but he had 91. You would figure somebody would be a better knockout artist than the professionals, I guess. Right? But anyway, he lost the 2-time Olympic gold medalist Angel Herrera at the final of the World Championships in 1982. But he beat him 4 other times during his amateur career. And he crowned his amateur career with an Olympic gold medal in 1984. He beat Luis Ortiz in the final. Yeah, there goes some of the guys from that team. It was Tyrell Biggs and who is that? I don't know who the one the next. Tyrell Biggs, Mark Breland, Sweet Pea, and Evander Holyfield. Who's the other, the small guy? Is it Steve McCory? No, I don't think so. Anybody know who is that, Joe? Oh, the next to Breland. The other guy that's about the same height as Sweet Pea. I know it's Tyrell Biggs, Mark Breland, Sweet Pea, and Evander Holyfield. That's not Steve McCory, no. I don't think so. Okay, let's go to his professional career. I don't know who that is. Okay, Bruce got it. Is that Meldrick Taylor? Thank you, Bruce. Meldrick Taylor. Okay, yeah, that is Meldrick. Wow. Young, man. What kind of different? That's Meldrick, though. Thank you, Bruce Gas. And Joe, yeah, Meldrick Taylor. Okay. So, Tyrell Biggs, Meldrick Taylor, Mark Breland, Pernell Whitaker, and Evander Holyfield. That was a fire team, man. I would love to see some of the sparring in those trials and stuff, Olympic trials, some of the fights, man. Wow. Okay. On to his professional career. Pernell Whitaker. Okay. Yeah, that's right, T Hill. T Hill, 17 then, Joe. Okay, Meldrick was 17. Hill said another victim of a robbery, Meldrick Taylor. Yeah, 7. He looked like he about 13, man. Yeah, yeah, 17. Wow, I didn't even recognize him. I've been going over that since this morning, trying to figure out who that was. Meldrick Taylor. Damn. Yep. Okay. Now, started out his professional career at lightweight, in the lightweight division, right? In just his 11th and 12th pro fights, he beat former world champion Alfredo Lane, December 20th, 1986, and former WBA and lineal super featherweight and WBO light welterweight title holder Roger Mayweather, right? On March 28th, 1987, in just his 11th and 12th fights, beat 2 former world champions. And Whitaker won both fights before hometown crowds at the Norfolk Scope, less than a mile from where he grew up as a child, right? In a Norfolk housing project. They would fight 9 times at the Scope during his career. Is that where that card Keyshawn and them got down in Virginia? No, the Scope probably closed down by now. That's like the 80s. But I know they fighting down in Virginia somewhere, Keyshawn's card. Now, on March 12th, 1988, he challenged Jose Luis Ramirez. This one you was just talking about, T. Hill, the robbery. March 12th, this was Jose Luis Ramirez 1. He challenged Jose Luis Ramirez for the WBC lightweight title. And this was in France. Okay? He suffered his first professional defeat when the judges awarded a split decision to Ramirez. This was a highly controversial decision, considered one of the worst ever by many analysts, as they felt that Whitaker easily won. Like Bruce Gass just said, one of the worst decisions in boxing. Yep. Many experts and analysts thought that, you know. Bruce Gass is an expert too, by the way, yeah. And many other experts thought the same thing. One of the worst decisions in boxing history, man. That was bad, yeah. BN Boxing News. What's up, BN? Salute. Yeah, that was a bad one there. And I thought the second fight was basically the same. They gave it to Whitaker by unanimous. You know? 2 sets of judges saw it differently. It's crazy. They're supposed to be using the same criteria and everything, but one of them things, man. Yeah. But he did get to fight him again and got a win against him. So that's later on. Yeah. He did get his get back on him. Okay. Yeah, many people said he easily won. So now, let's talk about when he became the undisputed lightweight champion. Now, he trudged on after that controversial loss. He won a decision over Greg Hargan. He beat Greg there's him and Greg, for the IBF lightweight title. First title on February 18th, 1989, won his first title. And he became the first boxer to ever knock Hargan down. Sent him to the mat in the 6th round. And then he added the vacant WBC and the Ring Magazine belt when he in Jose Luis Ramirez 2 on August 20th. So they didn't wait long for the rematch. Yeah. Beat him in the rematch, and he got the WBC and the Ring Magazine titles in that one. Okay? Oh. Go ahead, Joe. Joe says we all dummy until men like you and Cass get our heads going. Nah, man. Joe is a big time boxing historian, man. Glad he's in here. Okay. Now, yeah, he got his first time. Well, no, he's going for undisputed now, right? He got the WBC in the ring from Ramirez. He avenged that loss, right? And he also had a IBF. He got that from Hargan. So he's unified now. Now a champion, Whitaker proceeded to dominate boxing's middle divisions over the first half of the 1990s, right? In 1990, he defended his lightweight title against future champion Freddie Pendleton, and super featherweight champion Azuma Nelson. Yep, Azuma Nelson. It is him and Azuma right there. Yep, there's him and Azuma. That's Azuma, on the left, Sweet Pea on the right. Beat him, Freddie Pendleton, former champion Azuma Nelson of Ghana. On August 11th, 1990, he knocked out Juan Navarro in one round to win the WBA and vacant lineal lightweight title. So now he got these 3-belt unified, right? 3-belt on the way to undisputed, 3-belt unified. Okay? That's undisputed though, because the WBO wasn't around. Well, I think it was there, but the other 3 wasn't recognized. So that makes him undisputed, 3-belt, WBA, IBF, and WBC. Okay, 19 in the early 90s. Yeah. The other 3 didn't start recognizing the WBO till about 2004. They was around like 16 years before, the other 3 started recognizing them. Yeah. So that was in 1990. He became undisputed. He became the first undisputed lightweight champion since Roberto Duran in the 70s. And Roberto was 2-belt, WBA and WBC. And Sweet Pea was the first one since Roberto. Okay? Yeah. The Hands of Stone. Mm-hmm. Now, his highlight of 1991 was a win over Jorge Paez and a fight against Poli Diaz. They ended in another win. Okay? So then he goes up to junior welterweight, right? He's undisputed at lightweight. So he moves on up to 140. In 1992, he began his ascent in weight, winning the IBF junior welterweight title from Colombian puncher Rafael Pinata on July 18th, 1992. Then he kept on moving, went on up to welterweight. Okay. On March 6, 1993, he decisioned Buddy McGirt. There's him and Buddy. Yeah. It is Buddy. Is that Buddy? No, that's not him and Buddy. I thought I had Buddy. I don't have Buddy. That's Azuma. Yes, I do too. Okay. Yeah, I missed the person. Oh my goodness, who is that? I'm all out of whack. Bear with me. Oh, that was Rafael Pinata. I didn't put his picture up there. Remember he beat him after he became undisputed? Yeah, now there's Buddy. Yeah, him and Buddy. Yeah, March 6, 1993, he got a decision over Buddy McGirt to become the lineal and WBC welterweight champion. So he's in his 3rd division now. Been a champion at all of them, lightweight, junior welterweight, and welterweight, okay? In his 3rd division. Now, we get the Whitaker versus Chavez. Whitaker versus Chavez. There they are. Whitaker and Chavez. This is one of them. Whitaker was gaining momentum, and boxing experts and fans felt that he needed to win against the pound-for-pound best boxer in the world at that time, Julio Cesar Chavez. And the two met in a welterweight super fight, simply named The Fight, September 10th, 1993, in San Antonio, Texas. Now, in the eyes of many of the spectators, Whitaker outboxed the Mexican legend. Now, while one judge did score the fight in favor of Whitaker, 115 to 113, the other 2 judges saw an even fight, 115-115, right? Resulting in a majority draw. Now, Sports Illustrated post-fight edition had robbery across the cover. Yep, I know Bruce Gas, Joe, y'all remember that one. I had that, I don't know, it'd probably be worth some money now, I guess. Well, what is it, like 20, 30 years old? I don't know. I used to have that edition though. They had a big robbery and big letters on the cover of that week's. And they believed that Whitaker had won no less than 9 of the 12 rounds in the fight, right? 9 out of the 12 rounds. And the now defunct Bert Sugar's Boxing Illustrated magazine had a headline on the cover of its post-fight edition telling readers not to buy the issue if they really believed The fight was a draw. Wow. Yeah, that was a big one there. Yeah, like Bruce said, one of the biggest in boxing history, man. Yeah, everybody was on that one in 1993. Yeah, Buddy did have a head on Joe. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Buddy's head was huge, man. Like it's bigger than Tim Bradley's. Wow, now that's big. Okay. And Whitaker continued to dominate for the next few years after that disappointment against Chavez, defending his welterweight title against Santos Cardona on April 9th, 1994, and in a rematch against McGirt on October 1st, 1994. WBA super welterweight champion, okay? Goes up to 154. In his next fight on March 4th, 1995, okay, Whitaker added Julio Cesar Vasquez's, there they are, WBA super welterweight title to his collection. That's his fourth division. Oh no, that was supposed to be after the Chavez disappointment. I forgot to show that, yeah, after the Chavez fight, yeah, he knew what happened. Yeah. Okay, it is him and Julio Cesar Vasquez right there. Yeah, March 4th, 1995, he took Vasquez's WBA super welterweight title, 154, his fourth division, right? And early on, Vasquez was the aggressor and scored a flash knockdown on Whitaker in the fourth round. I think that was his first time going down too. But Whitaker settled in and used his accuracy and defense to take over and outpoint Vasquez en route to a unanimous decision win. And this was a history-making fight for Whitaker, as he became only the fourth fighter in history joining Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran to have won a legitimate world title in 4 different weight classes. And that's lofty company, man. What does the Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran have in common, man? 3 of the 4 kings. And they were the only, Pernell became only the only other man at that time to win titles in 4 different weight classes. Only ones that did it at that point was 3 of the 4 kings. Only reason Hagler didn't do it because Hagler only fought in 1 division. Hagler stayed at middleweight, didn't go up or down his entire career. Came in at middleweight, retired at middleweight. Yeah, but that's lofty company. Anytime you can say you done something that nobody done but the 4 kings at that time, right? Wow. Now, but Whitaker chose to go back down to welterweight. Remember, he had just won his title at super middleweight, but he chose to go back down at that point. Oh, Miss Cass is in the building. I didn't say nothing about you, honey. Yeah, how you doing, Miss Cass? Okay. Return to welterweight. Okay. Return to welterweight. Now, Whitaker successfully defended his WBC belt because he still had the WBC welterweight, remember, against Scotland's Gary Jacobs on August 26, 1995. In 1995, August 26. In January 1997, he put his title on the line against Cuban fighter Dios Bellis Hurtado. Wow. Dios Bellis. Hold on. I know Furtado is his last name. This is a crazy first name. This is his first name. Is that it? Dios Bellis? Is that how I pronounce that? Dios Bellis. Dios Bellis or something like that. Furtado. Yeah. That's who he fought, put his title on the line against next. And there they are. Dios Belli got on strike. Yeah, I already had it up there. Yeah, that's Dios Bellis with his back to us. Yeah, he put his title on the line against him. February 1997, right? Cuban fighter, too. Hurtado gave Whitaker all he could handle. And then some. Hurtado had Whitaker down on all the judges' scorecards going into the 11th round. Wow, only had 1 more to go. Hurtado scored flash knockdowns against Whitaker in rounds 1 and 6. And Whitaker had a point deducted in the 9th round for hitting Furtado behind the head, right? Repeatedly. But midway in the 11th round, Whitaker landed a left hook that hurt Furtado. And in a rare display of aggression and power, Sweet Pea unleashed a barrage of left-handed power shots, pummeling Furtado into the ropes, knocking Furtado out and almost completely out of the ring before referee Arthur Mercante Jr. stopped the fight at the 152 mark, giving Whitaker the come-from-behind TKO. Because remember, he had 91 knockouts in the amateurs. So yeah, he had something in there. Remember, 91 in the amateurs, and he showed it in that fight. He had to because he was behind on all 3 cards in round 11, in the championship round. Remember, the last champion. Well, round 11, that almost next to the last round. And he came up with the stoppage. And this win set up a showdown with undefeated 1992 Olympic gold medalist, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah, the win against Furtado set this fight up. Okay? Whitaker versus De La Hoya. He met Oscar on April 12, 1997 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, Whitaker was defending his WBC championship and the mythical status as the best boxer in the world, pound for pound. And he succeeded in making De La Hoya look bad through his crafty defense. But he was unable to mount a sufficient offense to convince the judges. Whitaker was awarded an unofficial knockdown in the 9th round and, according to CompuBox stats, outlanded De La Hoya in overall punches and connect percentage, using the jab as his primary weapon. But De La Hoya threw and landed almost twice as many power punches and had a slightly higher power punch connect percentage than Whitaker and showed more aggression, okay, which may have been the key factors in De La Hoya winning by a disputed unanimous decision. You know, at the end of the fight, the judges had it 115-111, 116-110, and 116-110. Even if Oscar did win, that was kind of wide, man. You know? Wow. Yeah. That was very wide. Right there, man. So, again, after that decision, there we go again. Yeah, Oscar got that one. But 116-110, man. Many observers felt that Whitaker had won the fight. It was another controversial decision against him. But it wasn't seen as a blatant robbery like the Ramirez or Chavez decision. No. Yeah. You could make a case for Oscar, but it would have been a little closer, like 115-113. It wasn't nowhere near like Ramirez or Chavez. Those were blatant robberies. Okay. But 116-111 was too wide, man. Yeah. But Oscar got it, and he won the mythical pound-for-pound title as the best fighter in the world in that fight. That's what that was for, you know, him and Whitaker. And for his part, De La Hoya wasn't too pleased with his own performance against Whitaker and had hinted at a possible rematch to prove that he could do better against him. But the Bob father, De La Hoya's promoter at that time, decided against it. Yeah, he didn't have Golden Boy yet. He was still fighting under the top ranked banner. Yep. Now, his first fight after Oscar was against a Russian guy, Andrew Pestryayev. Okay. Andrew, I got his first name. Okay. P-E-S-T-R-Y-A. That's what Y-E-V. That's what threw me that second Y. But there it is. Andrew Pestryayev. That's it, ain't it? Just Do Boxing in the building. What's up, Just Do? Good to see you today, bro. Coming up at 4 p.m. Just Do Boxing. The Voice. Okay, where were we? Yeah, he just lost to Oscar, you know, and went up against the Russian. After that, Andrew Pestryayev. And this was a world title elimination fight where the winner would earn an automatic #1 contender spot for the WBA welterweight crown, held at the time by Ike Corte. Okay, yeah, Ike had the title at that time. And the winner of this fight would get a shot at Ike. Okay. Joe says he always believed Sweet Pea was never beaten. Okay. How many losses did he have? What did I say? 4? Yeah. Could have took those 3 off. Now the one to Tim, who was this coming up? I think he might have lost his last fight. We get to that other one, that 4th. But yeah, Pestryayev or something like that. This was a title eliminator for a shot at Ike Corte, WBA welterweight title, right? But the win was nullified and changed to a no decision after Sweet Pea failed the post-fight drug test. So he didn't get that shot at Corte because it was changed to a no decision. He failed the drug test. But and he was suspended for 6 months, right? But the commissioner lifted the suspension after he agreed to random testing, and his title fight with Corte was supposed to proceed as scheduled. But the fight was canceled again after Whitaker tested positive again for a second time, right? So fight was suspended, was canceled with Corte because he tested positive after the Russian fight. He agreed to random drug testing. The commissioner, said, okay, we'll let you fight Corte for the title. Took another drug test before the fight, tested positive again. So they canceled the fight altogether this time. You can't be mad. That's his own fault there. He got a second chance and failed the test again. No way you get the shot after that, man. No way. I don't know why this thing just went out again. But his next fight was Felix. We're coming off the drug test failures. Was Felix Tito Trinidad, okay? Let's see who went up against after that. Tito. There they go. Boxing matchups with D-Free. #TWT DC in the building. What's up, D-Free? Attorney D-Free, that is. In the building. From the winning team. Okay. Yeah. Whitaker versus Trinidad. That was his fight after he failed his second drug test. But yeah, you can only blame that on Sweet Pea, man. Because, he failed the drug test. They took the title shot, but then the commissioner put him back in line for the title shot if he agreed to random drug testing. Then the test right before the title shot, he failed again. So, hey, title shot was gone. But then his next fight was against Tito Trinidad, February 20th, 1999. Okay, that's who that 4th loss was to. He suffered his first convincing loss against the much bigger, much fresher Felix Trinidad, gamely taking the Puerto Rican the entire distance in an attempt to win Trinidad's IBF welterweight title. And the fight began with both fighters displaying aggressive styles, which included excessive pushing. Now, in the following rounds, both fighters used their jabs most of the time, with Trinidad gaining an advantage when Whitaker attempted to attack inside, eventually scoring a knockdown in round 2, knocked Sweet Pea down in round 2. In the 4th, 5th, and 6th rounds, the fighters exchanged combinations. Later in the fight, both fighters fell to the canvas in what was ruled an accidental slip for both of them. In the 7th round, Sweet Pea displayed more offense, trading power punches with Trinidad. But champion retained control of the fight's tempo during the 8th, 9th, and 10th rounds. And in the last round, Sweet Pea, with a badly swollen right eye, displayed a purely defensive stance, avoiding his opponent throughout the round, while Trinidad continued on the offensive until the fight concluded. Yeah, that was a mistake for Sweet Pea because he was clearly behind and he went on the defensive in the last round. So, a good round. I don't know. He basically needed a knockout at that point. Here are the scores: 117, 111, 118, 109, and then 118, 109. So behind like that going into the last round, why would he go on the defense? I guess he just gave the fight up. It looked like, yeah. Now, his last fight came on April 27th, 2001, against journeyman Carlos Borjo-Caz. They keep doing this, man. Why didn't this? There's him and Sweet. No, there's him and Sweet Pea right there. There's him and Carlos Borjo-Caz. I told you I got some names today. Borjo-Caz. Mike Grimm, what's up, Mike? How are you today? Winding down on the Pernell Whitaker profile. Borjo-Caz, and I know that's right. See? Borjo-Caz. Syllableize it out. Borjo-Caz. That's his name. I'm right on that one. Carlos Borjo-Caz. Okay? That was his last fight. And Whitaker came in at 155 pounds. That was the highest he ever came in, right? And he broke his clavicle in the fourth round. And was forced to retire at the time of, and it was forced to retire. At the time of the stoppage, Whitaker was trailing on all the judges' scorecards, 29-28. All three judges had a 29-28 after four. And following this fight, Whitaker officially announced his retirement from boxing. Okay? He finished his professional career with an official record of 40 wins, 4 losses, 17 knockouts. And you really could take those 42-2 because that first Ramirez fight and Chavez, man, those were clearly wins. So I would really say 42-2. And the no contest was the fight against the Russian guy where he tested negative, right? He won the fight, but then they made it a no contest when he tested negative. And in 2002, the Ring magazine ranked Whitaker number 10 of the greatest fighters of the last 80 years. Yeah, ranked him number 10. Not bad. Oh Lord, why this thing won't move? I hope it ain't getting ready to go out on me. Merry Christmas. Something's getting ready to happen. Oh my goodness. Let me see what's happening. There we go. Okay. I was scared. Yeah, Ring magazine ranked him 10th on the greatest fighters of the last 80 years. On December 7th, 2006, Whitaker was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. First ballot. Went in with Roberto Duran, because, you know, Roberto fought till he was like 50. Roberto should have been in there, but he wouldn't retire. And that was his first ballot, 2006. I think Roberto retired like 2001, like 50-something years old, right? And the only reason he retired then because he had a car accident and required a life-saving surgery. Roberto probably would have still been fighting now if he hadn't had that car accident. And Ricardo Lopez went in on the first ballot with Sweet Pea too. You know, Mr. 51-0, Ricardo Lopez was champion for the entire 90s, except for a few months. He vacated his belt to move up to 108 to win a belt up there. He would have been the second man to be champion for an entire decade along with Joe Louis, but he voluntarily vacated. Like November of the year, he had like 2 months to go. He would have had it. November 1999, he vacated. Man. Ricardo, why did you do that, man? Yeah, they all was in their first year eligibility. Ain't that crazy? Now Roberto, 2006 was his first year eligibility. But you know, Roberto was only the second man to fight in 5 decades. Jack Johnson was the other. Roberto had 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Jack Johnson had 1880s, 1890s, 2001 to 2010, 2011 to 2020, and the 20s. 5 decades. Only 2 people have done it. Roberto Duran and Jack Johnson. Now let's look at Sweet Pea's fighting style. Okay. No, that's the wrong one. Fighting style. That's what I was telling you. He could almost, you know how a person bend over frontwards? He could damn near bend over backwards all the way like that, man. This man's body was just crazy, man. Look how far back he could go. I can't bend. Even when I was young, I couldn't bend back far like that, man. He can almost bend over backwards like a person bent over forwards. Remember I was telling you that earlier? Yes. He could stand in front of a man and not even move his feet and make you miss. Pernell Whitaker could, man. But I still had Willie Pep over him as far as defense, but I don't know. Like Big Supreme said, Sandy Saddler knocked Willie Pep out 3 times. Sandy just had his number, though. Salute Melanie Queen 27. How are you today, Queen? Good to see you. Now, what did I write? I got everybody else's name up there. I wrote Just Do way down there. Salute Melanie Queen 27 in the building. Hope your day is going well. But you got like an hour left to work. Me and Just Do is going to get you there. I'm going to hand the baton to Just Do it. Then halfway in the middle of his show, you'll be off. Okay? Boxing style for Sweet Pea. Now, a southpaw, Whitaker was known for his outstanding defensive skills and for being a strong counterpuncher. He was not a particularly hard puncher or knockout artist, but he did have 91 in the amateurs. You know, yep. But he applied a consistent offense while being extremely elusive and difficult for his opponent to hit, you know, with a solid punch. And then he became a trainer too. Yeah, career as a trainer for Sweet Pea. Yeah, man did it all. Taken away too soon, you know. He had that, got hit by that car going across the street back there. I think he was probably in his 40s then. He would probably be in his 50s now, I think. I think he's a little older than, well, I forgot to hit enter on Borjo Cass's name. There it is. Borjo Cass, but that was right, wasn't it? A little younger than Floyd. I mean, older than Floyd, right? Now, let's see. Career as a trainer. In December 2005, Whitaker became a boxing trainer in his home state of Virginia. Now, while the decline of speed and agility pushed him into retirement, his knowledge of the ring and competitive boxing components led him to seek out up-and-coming boxers to train to fight in the manner in which he did. His first fighter was Doran Spivey. He fought fights in 2006, right? And he later trained a young prospect, Joe Julio, okay? So he trained Floyd a little bit too, didn't he? Yeah. Now, Whitaker was also the trainer for heavyweight Calvin Brock, who, as recently as November 2006, fought for the IBF and IBO titles against Vladimir Klitschko, wherein Brock was knocked out in the 7th round, okay? For Vladimir Klitschko. Whitaker also became the head trainer of former undisputed welterweight champion Zab Judah, who defeated Kaiser Mabuza in March 2011 to win the vacant IBF light welterweight title. Now, you know, before this morning, I never knew he trained Zab. Yeah, I did not know that. Take a look at his personal life. Personal life out the ring. Okay? He did have kids and stuff. So, yeah. Personal life. Pernell Whitaker was born in Norfolk, Virginia on January 2nd, 1964, the son of Raymond Whitaker Sr. and his wife, Novella. He had 2 brothers and 4 sisters. Pernell married Rovonda Anthony on December 21st, 1985, in the boxing ring at the Virginia Beach Pavilion Convention Center. I wonder why he didn't get married at the Norfolk Scope. He fought there like 9 times, almost 10 times. Maybe the Scope might have been closed down by then, though. Yeah, because this was in 1985. The Scope was still open then because he fought there after that. But he hadn't started fighting there yet, though. 85, I see. Okay. Had it been later, he probably definitely would have been at the Scope because he fought there almost 10 times. The Tavern. Salute. What's up, the Tavern in the building? So the Tavern, I didn't know you were Mad Chad, bro. Wow. That is boxing royalty. I remember that day when I was doing Maine. If I knew you were Mayor Chad, I would have been super nervous, man. Damn. But salute. Good to see you. If I knew that, I would have been super nervous. I might have stopped and would not have did it, man. But salute. Good to see you, bro. I did not know that. I heard Crush the Legend call you that this morning. I was like, what? And you was in Maine and I was doing it. I probably wouldn't have did it if I knew that was you. But yeah, let's move on. Pernell Whitaker, but salute. Pernell Whitaker, he married Rovonda Anthony on December 21st, 1985 in the boxing ring at the Virginia Beach Pavilion. Read that, right? And Pernell, they had 4 children together, and Pernell had a daughter from a prior relationship, okay? So 5 children altogether. 4 from his wife and 1 from a prior. All girls, just like me. Damn. Just like me. Miss Cass been doing a lot of sleeping though, so that son I always wanted might be on the way. I'll let y'all know. Okay. Now Pernell graduated from Booker T. Washington High School in 1982 and later received an honorary bachelor's degree from Norfolk State University, right? His humble beginnings started in Young's Park housing community, where he was inspired to start his boxing career. Outside of the ring, Sweet Pea served his community and the youth in everything that he did. He sponsored many events at Norfolk State University and spent countless hours training youth at boxing camps and gyms. He also remained active in Norfolk and spoke at city council meetings on behalf of the residents in support of community improvements. Yeah, he was big time, kind of like an activist down there in Virginia, Norfolk community. Yeah. Sweet Pea was. And Pernell had personal struggles and in June 2002 was convicted of cocaine possession after a judge found he violated the terms of a previous sentence by overdosing on cocaine in March 2014. No. 2002. Wait a minute. Yeah, 2014. In February 2014, Pernell made national headlines after he evicted his mother, Novella Whitaker, out of the house he purchased for her shortly after he turned pro. Wow. Oh, come on, Sweet Pea. He evicted his mother. Ain't nothing your mother can do to make you evict her, man. Come on now. Look at all them years you lived under her roof, man. Oh, my goodness. But let's go on. He evicted his mother out of the house he purchased for her during his boxing career. Apparently, back taxes were owed on the house, and Pernell said that neither his mother or his siblings, who also stayed in the house, were doing anything to help keep the house afloat financially. But look what she did when you couldn't do nothing for yourself, Pernell. Come on, man. That's just wrong then. That's just wrong. Pernell's lawyer said that he is not making the same kind of money as a trainer that he was as a boxer and needed to sell off the home to satisfy the tax debt owed in order to prevent the property from being seized and put into foreclosure. Maybe do less cocaine might help too, okay? Outside of the Virginia courtroom where the eviction proceedings took place, he called the ruling in his favor a beautiful moment. Wow. Evicted his mother. That's heavy there, man. God damn. Okay, death. At about 10 p.m. on July 14th, 2019, Whitaker was crossing the street in Virginia Beach at the intersection of North Anthem Boulevard and Baker Road when he was struck and killed by a vehicle. He was 55 years old. An autopsy stated that the cause of Whitaker's death was multiple blunt force trauma. Duh, I guess so. Got hit by a car, they say cause of death was multiple blunt force trauma. Duh, I guess so. Shit. Got hit by a car. What the hell do you think the cause of death would be? And there you have it. The life and career of Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Yup. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Yeah, that's bad, man. Evict your mother because she couldn't pay the taxes. What about all them years when you was living under her roof, wasn't paying shit, right? and you was eating, clothes to wear to school, had somewhere to sleep at, she didn't evict you, that's just wrong. Ain't nothing my mother could do to make me put her out of her house, man. You know, nothing. Wow, that's heavy. Yeah, Joe, saying that, I look at him a little different. I did not know that, man. God damn. Who evicts their mother? I would just think about all them years when I was little. I ain't had no job when I was 9, 10 years old, but I was eating every day, had a roof over my head. You know, that's bad. That's crazy. But yeah, Monday, fantasy matchups Monday is Manny Pacquiao against the Legends. Yep. Didn't have it last week. I was getting ready for this debate I was supposed to have. I had like 10 pages of notes. And then, Monday was my birthday, and Miss Cass said she had plans. So, go with the wife's plans or do the debate. That's a no-brainer. Happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Debate had to go on the back burner. But hey. But okay, I'm going to put the link in now. BVO said I ducked him. Obviously, he not married. Does anybody that's married know what the decision is in that situation? Debate or go with the wife? I got to live here, man. But how's everybody? It's Friday. We got Tim Zoo tomorrow. We got 2 other cards, one from London and one from Germany. Adam Azim is headlining the one in London. And I forgot the guy in Germany. But yeah, we got 3 cards tomorrow. I think Tim Zoo is the zone, right? Eddie Hearn, I believe. This is his first action since that bloodbath him and Fundora had, man. That was bad. I don't even know how they didn't stop that. That man lost a lot of blood. They never really stopped it in the corner in between rounds. So anytime you can't stop it, the corner can't stop it, the fight should be stopped, man. I think that should be some kind of rule. You coming out starting around, all blood pouring out like that, man. That's not good. But he stood in there and fought for 10, and Fundora was bleeding too. But Tim stood in there and went at it for 10 rounds, man. So. But then he tried to fight Virgil in August. I knew that was too soon. And yeah, they nixed that. They was like, no, Tim, ain't no damn way you getting back in this ring in no August, man. But he's back in there this weekend against somebody with a funny name that I can't pronounce. I put it in the chat earlier. Oh man, his name. Oh, there's his name right there. Bagram Murtazaliev. That's right. Bagram Murtazaliev. That's it. I got that. I X'd that name. Man, okay. This thing gonna shut down on me in a minute. It keeps on doing that, man. Going out on me. Going blank. But I got the chat up on my phone here. That's at least the chat not going out. Almost got the link in. For anybody got anything they want to say or anything? Welcome to everybody. All are welcome, man. Okay? Open door policy. If I would stop talking for like 10 seconds, I would finish it. Oh, see? Okay. I guess that's right. Yeah, that's it. And don't say it ain't right, Thomas Hill. That's right, Joe. That is 100% right, man. I didn't have no job. You buy school clothes and all that kind of stuff. Went on all the class trips and stuff with a bag full of goodies and stuff, man. And the latest book bags and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, man. That's bad. That we don't know that we just know they said about that. We don't know the whole story and everything. So but I can't think of anything my mother could have done to make me put her out of her house. Nothing. People are different. I can't think of anything my mother could have did to make me put her out on the street, man. Nothing. Or any of my siblings. You never know. You might need them one day. But yeah. Next week we got another big week. Tuesday is going to be on the women, something on the women. We're going to talk about the top 10 women fighters of the 21st century. And I got Layla Ali number one. I'm sorry. I got her number one in front of the group, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. They up there, but they're not in front of Layla Ali. Layla Ali had almost like a 90% knockout rate for women's boxing, man. I think she's had like 21 knockouts, something like that. And Wolf is up there too. Go, Katie. It's a few from today. Amanda Serrano. We're going to talk about some significant events that happened over the years in women's boxing. They just got in the Olympics in 2012. In 1904, they had a sample event of women and men for the first time in the Olympics. They kept the men, but for some reason they didn't keep women's boxing. It was over 100 years later before women got in. 2012. They've been in it ever since. Well, 16, 20, 24. Been 3 Olympics since then. Yeah. And women have been involved in it ever since then. Everybody hitting that appreciation button. Appreciation is the like in the JBT, and I appreciate it. Yeah. Just Do Boxing is coming up next. And then I don't have a show. Anybody want any kind of historic show you would like to see or a profile, put it in the chat. I try to have a show on Wednesdays from somebody in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? And just put it in the chat if you want to see this, man. Chat, what's up, my friend? Right there. Did I get you up?
Yo, Cass, how we doing? Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. How's everything going?
Sure. Everything's good. Everything's going well. How's it with you?
Happy belated birthday, man. Happy belated birthday. And like you say, happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
Good stuff with Pernell. I mean, I remember him, talk about the glory days that, 86 Olympic team was just, one of the greatest. I think it was the 86. I'm all blurred with my history and stuff, but that Olympic team cast was something special.
Yes, it was. That and 76, remember?
Oh, there was a bunch of bangers from there. Was it Sugar Ray? Was Seals on that? No, Seals was not.
I don't think.
I get confused with my date, but Pernell had those fights, I think, with Buddy McGirt. I remember those, later on, but just what a great, people talk about Pernell and his defense, and he was really a master in the ring. He could stand right there and exchange and play the sweet science. He was a beautiful boxer to watch, honestly. Poetry in motion at times. He was something else, and it's a shame he passed away there. Rest in peace, Pernell. And with all the personal stuff, I don't know what goes on. I mean, I'm not in Pernell's shoes. It must have been something awful to have him go that far with the mom. And I can't imagine to put myself in his shoes to have to be in that position. But I don't know the whole story of his life, other than I just know he's one of the best boxers Mad Chad's ever seen in his life. When he was peak Pernell, he's going to give anybody from any era, anywhere's all they could handle.
Yeah, what he could do with his body, man. You know how you bend over forward? He could almost bend over backwards like that, man. Dodging punches. He wouldn't even move his feet. He'd just stand right there and move his body and duck punches. And yeah, he was special. Yeah. What's up? Thomas Hill is in the building.
I sure am, man. How you feeling?
Okay.
How we doing, Tom?
Hey, great, man.
Yeah, Thomas Hill and Mad Chad up here with me. Yeah, I didn't know that was you when you came in at the tavern the other day.
You said what?
I was telling Mad Chad, I didn't know he was the tavern. I heard Crush the Legend call it Mad Chad this morning,
It was so coincidental with the mainstream, honestly. I'm subscribed to your channel, and I have that little intermission. I'm right on Canal Street, right next to the building. And I go Maine boxing. I'm like, this can't be happening. And then I knew Maine is known for the Liston Ali, and you were bringing it right up. It was so coincidental. I'm like, I can't hit Megabucks, but I can be on a boxing stream right beside the building. Up in Lewiston, Maine, of all places. It was pretty crazy. And what a great show you're doing. I mean, with Marilyn, I think it was yesterday, Cass, and a great team of fellas you have working there with BVO and Crush the Legend. And it's just a good crew, a good boxing shit, and I'm a boxing junkie, sports junkie. And big shout out to you, Cash, bro. Big shout out.
I appreciate it. That's high praise coming from you, man, Chad. Appreciate it. But I hope glad you're enjoying it. What's up, Thomas Hill?
Oh man, you got it. I'm just sitting here getting the lesson, bro. Just getting the lesson. Talking about one of the most fantastic fighters boxing has ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
One who really truly doesn't get the proper respect and duties. One who I felt never really lost. And also, a fighter much like Larry Holmes, who was ahead of the curve and not really truly respected for the skill that he possessed.
Yeah, I think Larry was kind of underrated. But the time period, he came right behind Ali and all them guys, man. So
he was so good. Larry was so good. I look back at those fights. You could pull them up on YouTube. Even with the battle with Ronaldo Snipes, I mean, Larry was a killer. He had to do what he had to do for 7 years. Everybody has a Mount Rushmore of certain things, but I'll tell you, Larry Holmes is on my Mount Rushmore a lot of times because just the resiliency, all he really had to go through. And the Eastern Assassin was no joke. He was the jab, everything about Larry Holmes. He fit the bill. He like when we talk about athletes translating to different eras. Larry could fight in any era, before Christ, after we're dead and gone. You put a prime Larry Holmes in there, he's fighting any human being. He's giving them all they can handle. That's just the reality. That dude was one of the baddest he was one of the baddest human beings that ever stepped foot on planet Earth. Was the Larry Holmes. That's my reality I live in and what I saw. And like I say, he is underrated. I strongly believe that he's one of the most underrated legends in the game.
Chad, what did you think about those Michael Spinks fights with Holmes Fort Spinks? I thought Holmes.
Well, I know Spinks. You have to remember, Michael Spinks at that point was no joke. I mean, Michael Spinks, people say, well, he lost to Michael Spinks. Well, people lose to Holyfield. People lost to Usyk. When you're a great fighter, like Spinks was a great fighter, and they went 24 rounds. Was it 15 rounds? Did they go 15 then?
12. I'm not sure. I know at least one of them was 12.
Yeah, but they both went the distance, and very, very close for what it's worth. And I'll tell you, if there was anybody going against the grain, it was Larry Holmes. He didn't have the media behind him. He didn't have Howard Cosell. He didn't have the network or the hoopla. He was following the greatest that ever did its footsteps, and he beat him. And once after he beat him, he kind of lost a lot of the hardcores for what he did to Ali. And it is what it is, but Larry is looked upon. I feel he doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
Oh, no.
He's a living legend.
And I think that was unfair what happened to him after Ali. Go ahead,
his jab was a very jab, man. He could throw the regular basic jab, man. He had a step jab, he had a pivot jab, a power jab. He even threw the jab off the back step. So like my man would hit you with that jab, and it would almost be like a third weapon. You know what I'm saying? It will keep you this gruntled. It'll keep you off your balance and off your rhythm and your timing. But it also will stun you too. So my man, it was the man arguably the greatest jab in boxing history. Not to mention,
I've heard old timers say it, Thomas. I've heard old timers say it, in the gym, just one of the greatest jabs they've ever seen. And when you watch it, in the dude, you got to remember, this dude was pretty light on his feet. He could move around that ring when he needed to. I mean, he could ropey dope. He was a lot like Muhammad Ali, to be honest. And I think that kind of like Kobe Michael. I almost want to say Larry Muhammad's kind of like Michael Kobe. It was like, Kobe had to, if Kobe if Michael wasn't there before Kobe, he would be even bigger than he is. And I feel like Larry, if Ali wasn't there, Larry, whatever. If you guys get kind of what I'm saying,
No. Larry was his sparring partner. Remember?
You're spot on with that, and so much so because it's like this. Kobe received more hate because of how eerily close or similar, or even in certain ways better he was than Michael. And because of that, people just generated and fostered engendered a lot of hate towards him. And the same thing with Holmes, because when Holmes beat Ali, a lot of people didn't like that.
That was unfair.
A lot of people
supposed to go in there and lose.
That wasn't the Ali that was in his prime. And honestly, man, Ali got robbed of a great portion of his career for being put in prison and forced to suffer a ban from boxing. But still in all, man, you can't take away the skill set, the tenacity, and the IQ of that man, Larry Holmes, man. And like you said, he was tremendously light on his feet. He was really, really good and really fluid in that ring, man. And on top of that, he knew how to set his punches up. He held, even in the infamous fight with Mike Tyson. I mean, it looked bad, but if he wouldn't have got caught up in that rope, that punch he was about to throw was about to touch Pater. And that could have changed the course of the fight, man. You never know. So, I mean, he was never scared. And one thing I'll say about Sweet Pea, and since we're on Sweet Pea, like I said, there's footwork. And most people ascribe footwork to being defensive, but there's also footwork to open up your offense as well, man. And I think Pernell was the best at combining both offensive and defensive footwork to make sure that he put himself in the best predicament. You guys still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Good stuff, Thomas. Good stuff, Thomas.
Yeah.
So I thought that Pernell, with his footwork, will position himself better than any boxer that I can see in my recent memory, man. And I'm not spanning all the way back as a lot of you guys do, but from what I saw as a young man, a young boy, all the way up to now, I've never seen somebody with his feet work and the way that he maneuvered the opponent in the ring, place people at a disadvantage on a constant level, like Pernell did. And it was amazing, man. Because Pernell could be right in front of you, and you couldn't touch him.
I know.
He could be off to the side of you, and he would crack you. You know what I'm saying?
He was a great counterpuncher. Yeah,
man. It was all within he was quick with his movement. He was super quick. Another fighter that is super quick right now, to me, that I think that is his greatest asset is Shakur Stevenson. I think he's more quick than he is fast.
Okay.
But his quickness is elite. You can see it when he moves out the way, how quick he moves out and how quick he moves back in. That's what Pernell was, and it was light years ahead of everybody that he got in the ring with. And it's just sad when people would.
But even with Pernell's defensive prowess, Tom, he was entertaining because he was standing there like Shakur. It's almost like a different type of quickness. It's like Pernell could almost read the punch before it's coming, and then Cass was saying, he was kind of ambidextrous with the way he could bend his, contour his move. He was just like a gifted, something I've really never seen before, and I don't know if we'll ever see a fighter again.
Yeah,
definitely. It was so influential, man, that it had your boy. What's the dude? Prince Nassim. See, Nassim, he probably won't say it, but he took a lot of his game from Pernell Whitaker. Pernell Whitaker just was more fluid and not as effusive with his movements, but it was the same deal. I'm gonna be right here and I'm gonna wiggle around you. Sometimes I'm gonna step around you. Other times I'm gonna do a pirouette and cha-cha on. The man was doing wild stuff in the ring because he could, like you said, he could be right there. And when I was saying, I was just saying the quickness, the burst of quickness, the quick twitch quickness. I wasn't saying the type of fighting which they employed. I think the reason why it was so is the reason why most people that are great because it's mental. I think in his mind, you could not touch me, no matter how far. I could be slow dancing with you, you still couldn't touch me. type of deal.
seems
That's
like
how
how
I
he
thought
felt
that
too. Yeah.
your boy Mayweather thought. Whereas, what's her name is? I'm just gonna show you that you can't touch me. It's a different mindset. Therefore, you approach it differently.
Mhm.
Because if you truly are that great, then
Yeah.
you're gonna be there and still not get hit. But there are
Yeah.
few people who can actually really be there. It's very
Willie Pep
seldom
was
you
like
get
that
hit.
too. If you
Huh?
want to go back a ways, Willie Pep was like that too.
Oh, definitely.
Want to go back a
Definitely.
ways? Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. So I agree with what you said all the way, man, Chad. I mean, he definitely it displayed it differently for sure, because I think it was the level of like true security he believed in his defense as opposed
Mhm.
to the one that Shakur possesses. Shakur just knows that hey, if I want you to, I can move out the way. I think Pernell was like, if I want you to, I could stand right here and make you miss. And I think that he employed that in his whole career. And you know, sometimes he would get hit.
Yeah.
But if you hit him, it's
Amen.
okay.
Amen. I gotta run. Cass, thank you for having me.
Okay,
Sorry
man.
for cutting
Yeah,
you off,
I didn't
Thomas.
mean to
Appreciate
get
you.
off like
Great show, brother. I'm just, gotta do my thing here, but I'll be paying attention. Got the Temzu fight coming up. Got some World Series shit. Otani and Judge going nuts, and the NBA getting ready to roll. So sports world
Yeah.
doing good. Thank you, Cass. Have a great
Okay.
day, guys, and have a great weekend.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you, man, Chad. Appreciate you. Okay, T Hill. It was Mad Chad, everybody. Big time boxing mind. So what was you saying, T Hill? I wanted to ask him about the Bivol and Better
that. I didn't mean
like
to
that
run
he had
him off like that.
and stuff. Huh? Oh, I'm
I
just
didn't
sitting
mean to
here
run him
soaking
off
it up,
like
man.
that.
I've been
Shout out to
talking
my
for the
man,
last
the
hour and a
Taz.
half. What'd you say, T Hill?
I didn't want to run him off like that.
Oh,
My
you
bad.
cooking, man. You was cooking. That's why we was quiet.
Hey, shout out to the good brother Ant McQueen. Oh my God.
Somebody just came up. Oh, that's the ant. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Did I get you up here? Yeah, there he is. Okay, what's up, Ed?
Another purveyor.
Living in America.
Yeah. What's going on, Ed?
What's going on, gents?
No, not a whole lot. Just talking
I'm
this
over
boxing.
here waiting for my kids. They got to bring their butts on.
Oh, okay. It is that time. 3:46. Yeah. Yeah.
You went on mute.
Who? Oh, Ant's on mute?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You on mute, Ant?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go. There
He
you
was
go.
over here bouncing this ball, so I ain't want to.
Oh, yeah.
You talk to it, man. What's on your mind, man?
What's that? Who's that? Thomas Hill?
Yeah, Thomas Hill.
Talk to us. What's on your mind?
Nothing, man. I just saw the link was there, so I clicked it.
Yeah. We just had Mad Chad up here. Him and Thomas Hill was cooking.
Wherever y'all going, that's where I'm going.
I was just soaking up the knowledge, that's all. Yeah. We was talking about Pernell Whitaker. His defensive
Talking about the
prowess.
importance of
The
football.
man himself.
Yeah.
The man himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that Azuma Nelson fight.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was kind of early, wasn't it? Yeah, Zuma Nelson.
No, it wasn't that early. I think this was like after he had fought like Greg Haugen.
Yeah, I was thinking about somebody else. He fought somebody like his 11 for 12 fight or something. I can't remember who it was now. A former champion. Yeah.
But that Azuma Nelson fight, that's when he had really settled down. That's like one of my favorite fights to watch and just listen to the cornerman. Because George Benton was telling him, like, yo, you ain't even got to move that much. Like, you can use your legs, but you don't need to be all over the damn place. Just cycle him. Tag him, touch him, then use your legs, get out the way, repeat. You know what I mean? Rinse, wash, repeat. You don't got to just be moving the whole round. And I think that's when what's name really settled down. It started blending in his offense a lot more. That Azuma Nelson fight. I feel like that was like the turning point for him.
Okay.
I agree. I think that's when he really found out that he had the sauce. It's like in certain moments, man, you really find out that you got something that's truly gifted that other people really don't have on your same level. And I think in that fight is where he reached it. Because I thought for sure that was going to be a tough fight for him.
Azuma?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a tough fight for him. So I love me some Azuma, man, because Azuma had heart and he had a lot of skill.
They don't call that man the professor for no reason.
Yep, the professor.
But in addition to that, though, T. Hill, I think the main thing is learning how to trust it. Because I think a lot of these guys are talented in their own right. But the full confidence in their abilities, it may not be there in a way in which it'll allow them to display a certain level of comfortability. Because that's what's required, man. Comfortability.
Yep.
Like when you look at certain guys and they're just their ability to stand right in there, like James Toney. James Toney's one of them dudes where you can nail his feet to the canvas and he would still look comfortable because he knows like when that punch is coming, just me getting my head off the center line by this much, the punch is gonna miss me. I don't gotta make a miss by a mile. I can make a miss by a centimeter and still be in position to fire something back. And you see a lot of times with young fighters, they oftentimes don't possess that level of comfortability. It's like they pulling too far out of range. Or they're making the guy miss by a country mile, but then now they can't counter him. There's no return fire. It's all, it's a whole lot of don't get hit, but disregard for the hit and not get hit. But you need to do both in order to be, a good practitioner of the sweet science. It's got to be both. Hit and not get hit, not just not get hit.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was
right.
explaining earlier, that that was the difference between him and a lot of fighters, that his ability to trust that he would be there and still be able to make people miss. He was really confident in his ability to be there, stand there, to move, slightly shiver, just do little things to get out the way, but then make you pay for it. And I think that's where he separated himself from a lot of people with his footwork. And on Fapalay, like his feints, his bobbing, his weaving, all the things that he employed.
Yeah.
To make you miss, but also
his body, man. The way he could move it and stuff, that was crazy, amazing to watch. I was thinking about Roger Mayweather because he fought him in his 12th fight. He wasn't a champion anymore then. Yeah, but that was a big name.
The pedigree of a champion.
Yeah. And it's like his 12th fight, man. Yeah. Very early. He beat him too. Roger wasn't champion at that time, but yeah, he beat him.
Roger was a tough fight.
Yeah.
It's just something to get him prepped for like the way to graduate to the people that really are tough now and are more of a contender or champion type fighter. So you got to go through somebody that got that little knowledge.
That's right.
To help you to understand, hey, it's a little bit different this way around. And I think, like I say, man, I just love me some Sweet Pea, bro. I just thought that the way he fought was pure science. It was poetry, emotion, and a lot of people often say dance, boogie, and all that other stuff, and my man was doing all of that. He was swimming in water, coming out dry. He was doing all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's a great point you made about the confidence, though.
Yeah,
having that confidence.
That was the one thing that set him apart.
Yeah.
That's the thing that sets Willie Pep apart from everybody, knowing that, man, I'm gonna be here and you can't touch me.
Right.
But I'm gonna light you up though.
Yeah.
As Ann said, you know what I'm saying? So, he echoed what I was just saying when we had Mad Chad on there. And I mean, that to me,
he did.
Is where, a lot of people mistake the actual skill set of being in front of a fighter and being a defensive fighter.
That's true.
And he had a certain level of nastiness too, man, because Sweet Pea, although he's not a KO artist, he got a 40% knockout ratio. There were times, most notably that Hurtado fight, he got dropped twice in that fight. He was down on the cards, stopped the guy in the 11th round.
Yep, sure did.
There was a level of urgency. It's like, yo, if I gotta go get it, I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm not gonna just stay cute and box on the outside. I'm gonna find a way. And he had that guy falling through the ropes.
Yeah, that was a bad one there.
It was. It was brutal, man. Tato was like out.
Saved him, man. Yeah.
That wasn't even a stoppage right there. That was a legit knockout.
Yeah. The referee had to save him. And like you say, he went and got him when he had to. Yeah.
Yo,
killer instinct when he had to have it. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to know what it also means?
Being able to tap into that and be at your most vicious when it's required.
That's right, man.
And I also feel like that's part of what improved his offense and his defense as his career progressed. Because I think that's another part of it too. In order to be a good counterpuncher, it's not that you want to get hit, but you can't be afraid to get hit. Because there's a certain level of vulnerability. Because if they're in range to touch you, that also means that they're in range to be touched themselves. And guys like Sweet Pea, James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, even Andre Ward, like guys like that, they understand that. So although they're defensive with a purpose. The purpose is to let me, transition from defense to offense. Like what's name probably got one of the best pole counters in history. As a matter of fact, he's become synonymous with the pole counter, Floyd Mayweather. Where it's like he'll sit there, put his chin over the front foot, and it looks like he's there to be hit, but then at the last second, it's like you playing tug of war and he lets go with a rope on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and Sweet Pea had that. Sweet Pea had that in spades. Be right there in front of you. And then the other thing I like about him too is he found a way to make defense exciting. When you see him out there just being an absolute showman, make a guy miss and then start dancing and, wiggling his legs and doing a little shimmy and all that stuff.
Yes, what Mad Chad was saying, yeah.
It's just like, yo.
That fan-friendly type of defense.
Very, very fan-friendly because you know what? People want to see people get hurt and people also want to see people get embarrassed. Sweet Pea, he may not always hurt you, but there's a damn good chance you're going to get embarrassed at some point.
That's right.
Because you're sitting there swatting at the air looking crazy, and this dude is dancing, he's shimmying, sticking his tongue out.
Get countered,
Right, and then like them instances where he would get low, and you're not supposed to get low, like get below the guy's waist, but he'd get low as hell, like damn near touching the canvas. You're like, how is he doing this?
Yeah,
and doing it with his hands down too. At that,
I know he was amazing. Yeah,
it's like he knew what them guys would throw before they would throw it.
Well, yeah, that's extreme IQ right there. Like you said, that ability to command peak performance when you need it, unparalleled, and also, like you said, man, just being able to recognize that you can stand there and not be afraid to take the punch because you can effectively roll the punch as it's coming, and then throw and return fire. So, like, I think that's where Tank gets not enough respect, man. I think his ability to roll with punches, to parry punches, is kind of like cutting edge when it comes to the people that he's fighting against. And, it often looks like you're taking punishment or you're getting it, but actually you're just building their confidence to set them up for something that they're not expecting. Because you're not afraid to take a punch because you know how to roll with that punch and take a lot of that pep, that sting off that punch. But when you return the fire, you're going to feel it. It's going to have you, like you said, through the ropes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly what he did.
You're absolutely correct with that, man. You're great. There is no fear within you. Your only fear is not to give your best performance. And I think that's where the true butterflies and nerves came for them. Like, yo, I got to get up in here and show who I am once again. I can't let these people down.
Right.
Look, I'm going to be there. You're going to be there in front of me, and I'm going to be there. And you're going to think you got something, and boom. In the last second, what you thought wasn't what it really was. He's skilled at that, man.
You go out there and do that consistently, man. Next week
It's a
is Tito.
Great show.
Tito good at that.
Great show, great topic, great fighter.
What we about to do now, man? Just Dude's not coming on.
Oh, Just Dude's not coming on?
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, no? Oh, okay. Shoot.
I did not know that.
That means you got an extended road here, Cat.
I think he said he got a baby shower or something like that.
Oh.
Okay.
He posted in the content creators chat. He said he's not getting on today.
Okay. We can go for. I'll be like, I'm doing nothing until like 4:30. If y'all want to keep going, we can keep right on going.
I'm with that.
Okay.
What you guys think about tomorrow's fight, man? Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, interesting. The guy he's trying to get. What's the guy got the IBF or something going up for another title shot?
Yes, sir. He's got.
I don't know too much about this other guy though. The guy that he's fighting.
He's a tough fighter.
I saw him. He looks solid, man. He looks solid.
He's Russian. Is he Russian?
Yep.
Okay. So you know he's tough then.
Yeah, you know he's tough, and you know he ain't afraid of anything.
Right.
And on top of that, the Russian fighters are a lot technical. They're technical.
Yeah, they
Super
are.
technical. Super.
Mhm.
Yo, speaking of technical Russian fighters, yo, there was a cat that was on yesterday. I gotta send y'all the link and the timestamp. But they had a fight yesterday morning, man.
Did they?
They had a whole card on in Russia yesterday. It was at like 7 a.m. something like that.
Oh, in the morning. Okay.
Yeah. There's a Russian cat. He fights at Bridgerweight. Yo,
Okay, Bridgerweight.
this dude, man. Technical. I said, yo, they just churning them out there.
No, they really are. You remember that link? Was it the same link that you sent me that one time, man? It was the people in the chat were speaking about I can't say it right now. Dang, but they were speaking about how technical the fight was being carried out, taking place, and that they could tell by the way one person was throwing their punches, one person was gauging for the punch, how things was looking, that it was only a matter of time. And I mean, they were calling it left and right. They really over in Russia, they really pay attention to like technique, they pay attention to like fundamentals, and they pay attention to like the science of things, because they was talking like that in chat.
Big time.
Melanie Queen asked you read the chat. Put it in here, Melanie. Melanie Queen said she was gonna put something in here. I wasn't paying attention.
There's a channel on YouTube, man. The Russian School of Boxing, and this channel is based in a gym in Russia, and the level of detail when it comes to just like the rudimentary aspects of boxing, like it's astounding. Just like how detailed these guys are, yo. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yo, T Hill, they had one video where one of the lead trainers in the gym, he drew a diagram, and it was like a flow chart that depicted the flow of kinetic energy, like the kinetic chain, like how energy is transferred through a punch.
Oh, wow.
I said, yo, these guys are on another level with their with their detail. Like it's just crazy. Go get in the car. I didn't tell you to get out. Gotta pump this gas.
So then that's probably where because the chat was wild, bro. I had somebody break it down to me because they were really speaking in their language, and I had one of them. She could speak English as well, so she would translate what was going on. Because I was holding a conversation. I was trying to hold a conversation with the people who actually spoke English, and then I was just looking at the thing. So I would hit Google Translate, and I was like, "Yo, so you guys talking a whole different conversation up in here." And she was like, oh yeah, what we really are interested in the science of the fight because it dictates what we see in the ring. And you know, there are wares, there are telltale signs, and then there are like little, you know, idiosyncrasies that people do that tip off how the fight's playing out. And she was breaking it down, man. I was like, damn, dog. Yeah, y'all real technical up in this bed.
What chat was that, T Hill?
Oh, it was a link that Ant shared
Oh,
with
okay.
me. It was nothing but Russian. Man, it was about 20-some fights. Maybe even more than that. It was a lot of fights. Man, it started. I had got in like a couple of hours late, and it still continued for like 3 or 4 more hours.
Damn.
But yeah, they were real, man. They were having real conversations.
What's going on in the baseball? Who's playing tonight?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Well, I think both games played last night. I don't know if they're playing back to back.
Okay. Like a travel day or something.
But it's the 2 New York teams, and
we're down to the Final Four now. The
yeah,
Guardians.
It's the 2 New York teams,
I think
so it's the Mets and it's the Yankees. The Yankees
oh man, my Mets, man, the pitching, they are selling right now.
Yeah,
the pitching has been horrendous. I can't tell you how many walks there's been thus far in this series. These guys are shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Because it's not like LA's been just having a whole bunch of home runs.
Nah, not at all.
Oh yeah, they play tonight. Game 5 tonight, right? I mean 5 o'clock. That's
I don't know if they play today. I don't think so.
It's got 5:08 p.m.
Game 5 and the Dodgers.
Yeah, at New York. Back in New York.
Sure it's not the Guardians?
The
Guardians, because they just played.
Let me see.
Just played last
night.
No.
I think both games. They got 2 games today.
The Yankees and the Mets play?
Yeah. It says the Mets start at 5:08 and the Yankees start at 8:08. Wow.
At night?
8:08 tonight and 5:08 like an hour
the
from
Mets are at night tonight?
No, 5:08.
Oh, 5:08.
And the Yankees at 8:08.
Oh wow. They're trying
Didn't somebody play last night?
I know. I think this is game 4 for
the Yankees. Yeah. Damn, they got them playing every day, man.
I need my what's the name? I need my Knicks to finish out the damn preseason strong.
Okay.
I'll be with that.
There's a lot of people that believe in the Knicks this year, bro.
Yeah, they get ready to be
they think
kicking
they
off.
got the squad. My cousin was telling me that, you know, he believes that the Knicks are going to seriously challenge the Celtics.
That's a tall
I believe
order.
I believe they can. It says number 1 right now in the East. Got to give them the benefit of the doubt because they're the champs. Got to give the champs that at the very least. Oh, pardon me. There we go. Yeah, I said I got to give the Celtics the benefit of the doubt because they're going to be the defending champs. But I think the Knicks got a really good chance this year, man. I'll say this. I had a lot of concerns about the depth of the team. With that recent trade that was made for Karl Anthony Towns, I wasn't opposed to it.
Right.
Not opposed to getting Cat, but by the same token, that trade it shook up the lineups, changed things because now with Julius Randle not being a starting power forward, then you got to put Josh Hart back in the starting lineup. Dante DiVincenzo was likely going to be coming off the bench in the 6-man role, but he got traded off. So I had concerns about the depth of the team.
Yeah.
But thus far, seeing the way these guys are performing in the preseason, my reservations are slowly but surely going to the wayside.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, we got a little bit more than what was anticipated. Like these guys, they're proving they've been working on their game. Like Precious Achua, yeah, I understand it's preseason, but just looking at his game from last year to this year with his ball handling, with his confidence shooting the ball, he just looks much improved in that area. He's not as hesitant. Last year, there were a lot of times he would get the ball, he'd be scared to shoot. He'd be hesitant. Now he's shooting with confidence, putting the ball on the deck, getting to the basket, cutting off the ball. You know, just doing a lot of the little things.
What year is he in there?
I think this is like his fourth.
Okay, yeah. He's getting that experience and stuff now, so yeah.
He was with Toronto, and then also this is his second year with the Knicks because he got traded last year.
Yeah, I remember you was talking about that trade. Yeah.
But they got him to be a defensive stopper, though, correct?
Yeah, OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, man. I'm happy with having both of them dudes on the wings. That also gives me a lot of confidence going up against a team like the Celtics, where you got the dynamic duo in Tatum and Brown. You got two guys who can defend them.
Do you think they're on the same page, though, man? You know, I think this offseason might have did more to strain that relationship and that dynamic, man, because of how it finished. You know, you had one who I'm sorry, bro. Like I thought in the previous ventures that they had in the title in the championship game series, that Jaylen Brown he actually showed himself a little bit more championship worthy in those moments, and then it was affirmed last year when they won the championship, and the man was just doing everything like that. And then
Jaylen came up big in the playoffs last year, man.
Oh, Brunson? Oh no, Jaylen Brown. My bad. Yeah.
You talking about the Celtics, right?
Yeah. I was talking about him. I just lost my train of thought for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, he came up big. I thought that, you know, in the one against the Warriors, he played fairly well in that one too. I think they both were a little bit, you know, astounded by the moment, but it showed worse on
Tatum. I agree.
Tatum than it did Brown. And then it looked like, for the most part, in the series last year, that it still was bothering Tatum every now and again. And then he just finally, his last couple of games, said, you know what, I'm just going to play ball. And he did. Yeah. And I think he got upset that they gave the MVP to Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen. You think he did? Yeah.
I think so, man. It just looked that way. You know how you have a certain look, and I think that there's something there that should not be. And I think
Jaylen deserved it though, man. So you know, Jason was out there.
He did. I don't know what you think, Ant. Did you think that he deserved it?
I agree. I'll tell you this though. I like the adjustment that Jason Tatum made. I like the adjustment that he made in the postseason and throughout the season. When it comes to Jason Tatum, my assessment of him is that the guy's got all the talent, all the skill necessary. But on the offensive end, it just felt like he just settled just a little bit too much.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He just settled a little bit too much. Looking at his 3-point percentage, and the guy was shooting in the low 30s. It's like if the three ball ain't falling, I understand the day and age in which we are in with the NBA, and shooting from the perimeter is, you know, that's the new standard. But when that three ain't falling, man, you got to do something else. Don't just keep settling.
Yeah.
Because then now you're effectively taking yourself out of the game.
Talk about it, man. Talk about it. I think it carried over into the Olympics. It spilled over into the Olympics. You can see that.
I think so.
There was a game where they sat him, Cass. He ain't even play a single minute. I don't remember which game it was.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that. I remember people talking about that. Yeah, during the Olympics. Yeah, I remember that game.
Spot on with that. But I think for me, I just think it's just him settling. Like you know, you don't got to be Kobe, because that's the one thing we see with him. And what's the other young guy's name? Devin Booker. Like these guys, a lot of times when they're doing these segments, there's this mention of Kobe. You know, he's the mentor. I want to be like him, and yada yada yada.
Right.
And it's like, yo, you don't gotta be Kobe. Like, it's okay to be a good player who, you know, is a star in his role.
That's right.
And that's what I started to see from Jason Tatum a little bit last year. It was like, yo, he didn't have the shot going. I thought that he did a great job of facilitating. I think he averaged like 6 assists per game, something like that in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which I thought was good. I was like, yo, if your shot's not going,
that's right.
Just get your teammates involved. And just make the right basketball play.
They can make your shots. Get them the ball, you know?
That's it. And then when you do get the ball, just what's the name? Don't settle. Don't settle.
Yeah.
And then from not settling, I feel like what happens now you open things up for your teammates because the defense is forced to play you differently.
Right.
If you're being aggressive, you're being assertive, and you're forcing them to collapse, now you can spray the ball out. Drive and hit.
He can be very good attacking the basket too. Tatum can, you know?
No, that's absolutely
like
spot on, man. I think
you get the defense collapsing on him. You got those other players that can put it in the hole too.
I think exactly what he just chronicled right now around Jason Tatum. He mentioned Booker too, and I think Booker struggled with it a lot this year as well too. But when it carried over into the Olympics, I think he figured it out. And that, I mean, honestly, if we're being honest, Booker and Kevin Durant, along with Curry, but especially the former two, they were the reason why the United States was playing in that gold medal and they actually won that.
Yeah, that Durant just took over that one game when they that was the semifinal, right? Where they had that real close call.
I think Booker he did what Ant really said. Like, he realized that there are other ways to impact the game, and I'm going to impact the game that way. And eventually, it's going to come around to me getting going on offense, and that's what was happening. So it's absolutely imperative that like that's what makes somebody so valuable as a superstar. You shouldn't be able to just do one thing, and that's put the ball in the hole or get buckets. You got to do something else to make your stand on that court and your presence known. And I think Booker did that. And I know KG definitely does that, man.
Yeah.
KG.
You got to be able to get your teammates involved, man. A superstar got to be able to get his teammates involved in the game. It just can't all be him, you know.
Yeah, you're right. And by any means necessary, like Ant was saying, even if that means creating stops, creating turnovers, and there we get a person involved. So yeah. And spot on with that, and I think that's where he started to struggle last year, and it just like quicksand in the Olympics, to the point where, you know, he had his mom was on the thing. See, social media is a bad place at times. It's a bad space to be. It gives you a platform to say anything you like to say, and sometimes you shouldn't be saying anything at all. But I agree absolutely with what Ant just said.
Very true. Yeah.
With that being the case, they are uber talented. The Knicks got a lot of size and mix and speed, athleticism. They got some shooters. Like you said, they got some young bucks that got a lot of talent. They're gonna be called on to provide spark for them this year.
So who's the early favorite though? The Celtics again going in, since they the defending champions? If you had to
I would assume so. I would give them. They would be my early favorite.
Yeah.
Not just because they won the title last year.
Yeah.
The caveat for me is the fact that they got the guys returning.
Yeah.
We've seen that in the past where, you know, a team will win the finals. Case in point, like the '98 Bulls. They won the finals, and then Jerry Krause didn't keep the team together. That was it after that. You know,
that's the last one.
They just did that thing. That's why they called the last dance.
Right.
They just disbanded after that. Then the next season, you got damn near a whole new team. That wasn't the case with the Celtics this year. You know, they won. Drew Holiday coming back. Derek White's coming back. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis. Al Horford, it was rumored that he was going to retire. Apparently, He said, not so fast. So he's coming back. Then you got Pritchard and a couple of them other guys that are on the bench. You know, they're depth pieces. And then not only that, but their coach also has more experience this year too. So
yeah.
Yo, shout out.
They're running it back. The boys are back in town.
Is virtually the same as it was last year.
Pretty much. So
my man, Josh, salute to you, play. How you doing today, man?
Oh, Jarrell, Hattie.
Yeah, Hadid.
What's up?
Hadid.
Yeah, I always call him Jarrell.
Yeah, that's my guy. You know that's family right there. That's
he
Coach,
always in here.
Coach Calvin's nephew.
Oh,
but go
okay.
Ahead,
I knew who he was, but I didn't know his name. So that's him. That's Coach Calvin's nephew. Because he comes up here sometimes. But I could never see his name. Is that the young guy that came up here at the time when we did that first thing on Floyd against the Legends? You talking about him, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was him.
He go by
okay, now I know. I did not know that was him, T-Hill.
Yeah. But
he always in here, but I never made the connection that it was the same person, you know. Okay. Yeah. He was up here last week. Yeah.
I just remember the Knicks teams of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And how
around the UN era or
honestly, they should have won at least 3 titles those years. At least 3. I know they had the Bulls on the ropes so many times and just could not find a way to get it done. I think the pressure just was too great for them. And they would tense up in the pressure situation.
I know, man.
And I couldn't say,
they had talent too, man. Around that time, the Knicks did. Yeah.
You know, as a LA fan, I've suffered so many heartaches because of New York teams. I almost don't find myself rooting for them, but I was rooting like hell for them, man, because of the way that they fight. I respected the way that they approached.
John Starks around that time. Remember John Starks?
Fear the Bulls at all. They didn't fear the Bulls at all. At all.
John Starks used to go at Michael Jordan, man. You know,
man, them John Starks, Jordan battles used to be epic.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But the thing that I thought that they should have kept Strickland. I was a big fan of Strickland.
Oh yeah, Rod. Yeah, he was good.
And Strickland with
the right team. Man. He needed to be in the right. He would have been in a good situation with the Knicks because when he went out west, I think it was Portland or somebody, wasn't it? He didn't really have the personnel with him, to be successful. He would have been a lot better if with the Knicks, with that team, around that time. Yeah, that's a good point, T-Hill. They should have kept him. Yeah.
Random boxing. I just saw my guy L Dub made a post on Twitter. He's like our Woj.
Yeah.
But one Bruce Carrington, he's now ranked number 1 in the WBC's 126 rankings.
Oh man, number 1. Oh,
ranked number 1 in the WBC.
Wow.
He's positioning himself nicely for that title shot, huh?
Yeah. That's the first thing I thought about. Wow.
Oh, no doubt, Trump. No doubt. That dunk on Jordan was, man, it was not just Jordan who he got on that one. He got a couple of people on that. Didn't he get George Brand
when he came on off the wing down the baseline? You talking about that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
he
me,
dunked on about 3 of them. On that
I don't
play.
know, I think JR gets a bad rap. I think JR is super skilled. Was a super skilled ball player, man.
JR?
Yeah, I liked him, man. I didn't understand why people didn't like him. Like he was a great player.
It seemed like his head wasn't always in it, man.
I think that's probably what it is with him, but that's who Starks reminded. That's who he reminded me of Starks. Like he was like a head case. Starks was a head case, but when his head was right, man, that dude was talent on the floor. Like I said, I have mad respect for the only dude that I thought he was, I shouldn't say it, but I thought that Smith did not fit the mold of a Knicks player. He had the skill set. Mine had even the greatest skill set of them all, but it wouldn't translate on the court for them.
Like he was missing that toughness, or something was missing. Yeah, I can't put my hand on it, but just
I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, Cass.
What was it, Ant?
Consistency.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Consistency. Those dudes right there, man, they typify feast or famine.
Mm-hmm.
John Starks and J.R. Smith. Them dudes, because them guys were unconscious. You got some guys where they'll start off the game shaky from the field, like they'll shoot 3 for 7, 3 for 8, and then they'll stop shooting.
Yeah.
Not JR and not John Starks. Them dudes will mess around and go 3 for 16.
Yeah. Right.
And then the next game they'll erupt for like 40 points or something like that.
Remember game 7 against Houston, Starks went like 1 for 25 or something. Remember that game?
That's exactly what I'm saying. But then he'll have another game where he cannot miss.
That's right. Yep, that's him.
It's boom or bust. It's either you're gonna be 1 for 20 or you're like 18 for 20.
Right.
And you're dunking on people, shooting threes.
Like you said, feast or famine. Yeah.
Shooting from the hash mark.
Mm-hmm. Can't miss.
Like just cross half court and just put it up and it's going up.
Jack it up. Yeah.
That's them dudes. That's them dudes. J.R. Smith was the same way. J.R. Smith is a dude, he'll make like the biggest play in the game and then he'll turn around and have one of those moments like he did in Cleveland. Remember where he forgot that it was their ball?
Yeah.
He forgot where it was at or something, threw the ball out. All it did was make the layup, man. Game is over.
He called the damn timeout.
But I like the way Iman Shumpert
man, that was crazy.
That whole situation.
The worst plays ever in the history of the NBA.
I like Iman Shumpert because Iman Shumpert, he even amidst
that's the thing with them two dudes, man. It's like they got all the talent to play with those superstars. They got superstar talent.
Yeah.
But the what's name just wasn't there on a night in, night out basis.
Right. Yeah.
Just for whatever reason. For whatever reason. I don't know if it was focus, if what it was. Because I'll tell you, man, there was some times where I was like, yo, this dude JR. And I was thinking about it as it was occurring in real time. Like, what is it that keeps him from being in that upper echelon with these guys? Because you see some of these plays that he's making, it would be like absolutely amazing. Like, yo, you go look at J.R. Smith's highlight reel. Some of the stuff he does is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
like, it's ridiculous.
They had another pretty good guard. His name was, what was it? Allen something. I can't remember.
Allen Houston?
Yeah, Allen Houston was around that time frame too, wasn't he? Yeah.
Because we used to say he was dirt, and then he went and put 55 up on the Lakers. I was like, God dang, dog, what the fudge are we doing?
One of the prettiest jump shots I've ever seen, man. Allen Houston.
Yeah.
H2O.
Yeah. Latrell Sprewell, oh my God, that was my guy.
Oh yeah, Latrell.
That was no joke.
Yeah.
Latrell was no joke. He had a little streak in there too. Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah.
But I think PJ Carlissimo and him was a bad mix.
Yeah, when he never really got past that, when he did that, the choke.
But like I say, man, there's so many people that played with him say it was because he was being antagonized.
Yeah. Yeah, PJ was like kind of like that in college. He wasn't a player's coach at all. Remember he was it St. John?
Yeah.
St. John in college?
Was it St. John or was it Seton Hall?
One of them big East schools. Yeah, but he had that history, man. You know, and Latrell just wasn't having it.
He wasn't with it.
You know?
I was surprised. Man. Some of them I heard things about what's my guy's name too? Sam Mitchell. That he's one of them type of guys too as a coach. He just be recognizing players. Jalen Rose told a story from when they were on the Toronto Raptors, where he kept messing with Vince Carter, and Vince Carter slammed him.
So you can do that with them college players, but you know, PJ came to the NBA. This is a different story, man. These professionals, grown men, we're dealing with now. You know. So you can't bring that same attitude to the NBA. He didn't last long neither, did he? And PJ Carlissimo in the NBA.
I think he had a couple of jobs that he bounced around, but never he had long tenures. He didn't have long tenures, no.
Right. Yeah. He was bad for the chemistry, man.
Yeah. I just remember, man, that from top to bottom, the Knicks had almost everything you wanted in the team. It just could not get over that hump.
Yeah.
And I mean, you credit the Bulls too, because the Bulls were a complete team as well. I know everybody says Michael Jordan this, Michael Jordan that, but man,
they had a team always. Team. They went and got what they needed, man. Because remember when Paxton left, they went and got the what's the guy coached the Warriors now?
Kirk.
What's his name? I can't think of his name. Steve Kerr. Yeah, Steve Kerr. They went and got his twin, Did the same things that he did. And then they went and got Rodman.
They had
good, excellent management.
DJ Armstrong, Steve Kerr, John Paxson, Craig Hodges.
And them guys knew their roles and played them well.
Ron Harper.
They knew they were getting the ring, so they didn't mind playing that role. You're getting the ring at the end of it. I'll come in for my minutes and sit over there for the rest of the game and watch or whatever and do my job when it's time because I'm getting the ring at the end of it.
I think they understood what basketball consists of, and they got team members or team players to fill in those roles so that when you needed them to respond, they could respond.
That's right. That's exactly it, man. Yep.
Then you surround them around two players that, make the game easier. One because he commands attention, the other one because he can just see the game differently. And it works. Yeah. It works. And just having a superstar who, like, when a moment is big, he gets bigger.
Right.
Helps greatly. And him being a person that has to handle the ball. See, the Knicks person was Patrick Ewing. Somebody needs to get him the ball.
Right.
Whereas Jordan can have the ball in his hand. Pippen can have the ball in his hand. And then, like I say, Charles Smith, man. Charles Smith, such great potential, such great talent. But it just would not translate on that court.
I know.
He was better as a Clipper than he was as a Knick.
Yeah. Yeah, Pat never got one.
And the other thing with that Bulls team too, man, to Cass's point about guys buying into their role, so did their star players. There's this video, this dude named Coach Nick, he has a channel called Basketball Breakdown, and he compares the way that the offense, the triangle offense ran when Mike was under the tutelage of Phil Jackson and when Kobe was at the helm.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, it's damn near night and day. Night and day. Because the thing about Mike is Mike was insanely efficient. Insanely efficient. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that he actually operated within the offense. He just got a lot of highlights because he was just that good. But when you really think about it,
right,
he was like the ultimate role player in a sense.
Yes,
within that offense.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times he would come down the floor and he would pass and go away from the ball.
That's right. Yep.
Pass the ball into Longley or Cartwright, whoever's at the center. If they can't generate a look, they swing it to somebody else. They can't get a clean look, they swing it to somebody else, and then finally the ball will find its way back to Michael, and he just does his thing.
Yeah, he did.
But it's not like he was just coming down and dribbling out the shot clock and then just hoisting up a shot.
Nope.
And he would actually set screens for guys too.
Yeah.
Did a lot of the little things.
Yeah. Now what about Kobe?
I sent y'all guys that video so you could check it out. But I was like, man, it was.
Now what about Kobe?
Impressive.
Explain the Kobe part, Ant. You said it was like night and day.
The Kobe part was the opposite.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going. Huh?
Yeah, Kobe would just possess the ball.
Right.
And take these ridiculously difficult shots.
Yeah.
And he would make them because he was talented, but there were a lot of instances in which, you know, cleaner looks could have been generated. Not just if he would have got off the ball, but also if he would have moved when he was away from the ball, or if he would have set off-ball screens. Just did little things like that.
Or somebody else might have got a good look too. Kobe said
Kobe took a lot of tough shots. With Mike, a lot of the times it would be, especially as his game matured, the moment he saw the defender off balance, he's just rising up and shooting. I don't need to do too much dribbling. It's just
Shaq said the guys y'all probably heard that joke. He said the guys was complaining to him that Kobe was shooting too much. So Shaq said, I'll talk to him. And Shaq said he told Kobe there's no I in team, but Kobe said it's an M-E in it.
Yeah, that was wild, bro.
Yeah, you heard that one, T. Hill.
Yeah, that was wild.
Like
I said, man, I grew to respect Kobe because of his naturalization, man. But I think the reason why he did a lot, he explained to Phil Handy. He said, man, you know, the reason why he don't really trust them and he be kind of harsh on them because they don't really put the work in it takes to become great.
Yeah.
And you know, somebody that you can trust in the moment. He said, man, when I'm in this moment, I've been there. I done worked on it many times over. So it's like, it's just second nature. But I got people who ain't willing to put in the work, man. They show up to practice, and as soon as practice is over, they taking off.
They gone.
And they ain't caring. And you know, it also helps to have other common forces in there. You got your superstar at the time when Kobe was coming up was somebody who liked to go out and party and get hurt and then he'll be hurt in the season, but instead of using the time to get healthy, he out there partying, and then when the season start over, he want to have the surgery to get healthy and things like that.
No.
He out there, you know, I think Kobe and Shaq masked really what we see now. Bad management just being covered up because you got two great players.
Yeah, they covered it up. Right.
You take those two great players, you take one of the great players off that team, they don't win jack. And that's what I had to argue with somebody because, like, you know, they never really had great shooting. The ball handling was rebounding was so. They just had two great players that, if one of them get hot, it's tough. But if both of them is playing well, what you gonna do? And that's the reason why they didn't win all them damn titles that everybody thought they would. And that's the reason why there was some times they lost series that they shouldn't have. And I mean, it got worse. Once they were not there, you saw what we have now. It's no way that a franchise that at one point was the number one winningest sports franchise of all the sports.
Yeah, that's all the sports.
To the point where they at 7 or 8 now. It's because of management. You got to get ahead of that stuff. You got to get people on the same court in the same ball game, playing around the same time. You got to, like Ann said, you got to get people buying in. Even if it's your star, he has to buy into what his role is on this team and how it maximizes everybody's winning potential. Because ultimately, you sign up to win.
Yeah, the chemistry is important, man. You know.
And I agree with what he said. Like I think the greatest thing about Jordan's mindset was that he wanted you at his mercy. So he's going to take the easiest path to that. It don't have to be difficult just because he can do it. Nah, we're going to get the easy one. We're going to feast on that. I remember him telling somebody on how to be efficient and score at a certain average. He was like, yo, you want to do it like this. You get it in quarters. And you average this a quarter. You say you want to average this. That's what a quarter? Man, that's a couple of free throws here, a layup here, a couple of shots here. Like, that's how he approached it.
That's how he did it.
And you got Kobe the opposite. Like, you just can't check me. No matter what, I can bust this shot. Remember when he went to the trial? He was going through the trial, man, dude. First cat I seen, well, not the first cat. The first cat I seen shooting shots that deep was a dude named Alex Dillard from the Arkansas Razorbacks. I remember him shooting as soon as he crossed half court. Boom, he would pull that bad boy.
What was his name? It sounds kind of familiar. Yeah, Arkansas.
I'll never forget that. I think his number was 12 or 7, but he played on a team with Corliss Williamson.
Yeah, I remember that team.
And them, man, that dude came. He came.
Nolan Richardson was coaching then.
Yeah, Nolan Richardson was coaching.
Yeah, I remember them.
But I remember Kobe going through the trial, and before Steph took off, and I think he still was trying to find his way. Man, he was pulling from half court, like he was just doing wild stuff,
pulling up.
He was balling, but it was just like, yo, you just got ability that a lot of people don't got, but you still making it difficult. And on top of that, you're not blending in with the team aspect.
Right.
Because you got to take your mind off of some choices you made. So, I'm pretty sure that was an expose that was worth checking out, man, because it is a lot different. But also there was a lot of difference of the people around and surrounding him, too. It makes it easier. And you can run your offense. If they come to you, you can kick it out, and you got somebody reliable.
That's right.
That
you can trust. Yeah, I see. Probably a trust thing with Kobe too. And
he didn't have that.
Yeah,
because he felt like if you really wanted to be great, you would put in the work. Because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And there's even an article, speaking of that, and there's an article regarding the way them two, because the same guy that trained Jordan is the same guy that they got to train Kobe. Really? And even he said there was a difference between the way that they trained out. Said Kobe would push himself beyond exhaustion. Jordan would know when enough was enough.
Right.
You can see the difference it had on his body. Kobe breaking down because he's been putting his body through a lot of wear and tear.
Kobe was a fanatic. Mike said they be on the court during the game. Kobe be asking them little pointers and questions and stuff during the game, and they compete against each other, man. He said, this dude out there on the court asking me questions and stuff, man. When he was young, when Kobe was younger and stuff.
I think, and I think that's a lot to the reason why Mike and Kobe endeared himself to Mike so much, because Mike was a tailbone to people. He was cool outside of the game, but he didn't like talking to people in the game, and he didn't like sharing anything. Yeah. And Kobe, he saw from day one, like Kobe got in the game that Mickey Freaky against Jordan, couldn't wait to get on Jordan and show Jordan, dog, I'm gonna bust your tail. Like, I think Jordan low-key respected that.
Yeah, he did. I think he did. Yeah.
Because everybody else was scared of Jordan.
Yeah. He respected that competitiveness in Kobe,
Yeah, you understand when you have it in you, you could see it in somebody else. And I think that's what he respected. But like you said, they
want to be good, wanting to be great, not just wanting to be good. Kobe wanted to be great, the best. Jordan respected that, man, because he wanted the same thing,
But I agree with what he said, man. You want to be efficient in all things. Efficiency is the key. Yeah. Even he knew that, because as he got older, I think he started recognizing that, there's a better way of doing things.
Yeah, he did.
And he recognized that he could not win no damn title by himself.
That's right.
And when you hear of the Jordan lore, you hear of him winning titles by himself, god dang it.
But he didn't, though.
But he didn't. And that's the thing. No, the only time I ever saw it almost happen was the freaking Philadelphia 76ers.
Iverson.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was true.
I don't know how that team got to the
I can't remember anybody else on that team, tell you the truth.
I can remember them, but I know that they really, most of them just played defense or grab.
Yeah. I mean, that was like a star,
There were no other stars.
Yeah.
That was just him.
But Allen. Right.
You had some very good defenders. You had some older players who used to be something that you had to work with.
You had some vets.
But for the most part, it was just Allen Iverson, and they won
a game. Didn't they win one in that series?
Yeah, they broke up. It was about to be a 16-0 sweep in the playoffs, something that had never done before.
Was the game one, wasn't it?
It was game one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allen Iverson, I think, went for 53 that game.
Oh, yeah. and him and he was going at that kid on the Lakers. He's the coach now. What's his name?
Tyronn Lue.
Yeah, Tyronn Lue.
Man,
so
he
I
went
feel you out here.
He put it on everybody.
Yeah.
He put it on every. My bad, and I've just been talking my tail off. But
Oh,
he
it's all
put
good.
it on everybody.
I gotta slide it a few minutes, about 5 minutes or so. But yeah,
to the point where Kobe had to go to Phil Jackson's like, "Hey man, I got him from here on out, man."
Yeah.
Because this is ridiculous. This dude out here, and he was clowning too.
Mm-hmm.
That dude Iverson was something else, man. He was something else. I remember my uncle was talking about he was overrated. I said, "Who, him?"
And small.
How is it my size?
He was 6'3", right? Something like that.
No, Allen Iverson not no 6'3".
Allen Iverson 5'11", if that.
And they listed him like 6 something, but that's what they always said. He wasn't over 6 feet.
Sometimes they listed him at 6 feet. Sometimes at 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
My uncle said the same thing. He's an overrated chucker, but then you got to take things within context. So. This guy was the entire offense.
Right.
I mean, and I mean this as no disrespect, but when your second best player offensively is Aaron McKee.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good. That was a pretty good defensive team. I ain't gonna front like Eric Snow was a hell of a defender.
Yeah.
Mutombo speaks for himself. Snow. You know, 4-time defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
But compared to those other centers, when you talking about Hakeem Olajuwon and Shaq and David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Dikembe Mutombo offensively, he couldn't be any further away from them dudes. Offensively.
He was as far south as they were north.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because at least with them other guys like Hakeem Olajuwon, he was no slouch defensively, damn good defender, but that was a guy that you can just give him the ball, get the hell out the way. If they double team, we kicking it out. That's how you had Kenny Smith and Robert Ory and Vernon Maxwell, all them dudes just perched out on the wings.
Especially in them close games, coming down the stretch, have a weapon like Hakeem, man, you know?
Yo, I remember being a Western. I was a big David Robinson fan when I was a kid. I damn near cried when Hakeem did what he did to David Robinson. That year when David Robinson won the MVP?
That year.
And then they faced off in the playoffs? Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, King.
And if I'm not mistaken, David Robinson was also like defensive player of the year that year too.
Wow.
And Hakeem just torched him.
So
my point is, Dikembe Mutombo, for all of his defensive brilliance, he was not a guy where you could just give him the ball on a block and he was going to make something happen for you in the post.
No.
He'd catch an alley-oop. He might score a couple putbacks, you know, get an offensive board, put it back up.
Right.
But he was not a guy that you can run offense through. Then you look at the rest of that team. Who's on that team? Matt Geiger.
Matt.
George Lynch.
Eric Snow.
Tyrone Hill. Then later on, they had like Todd McCullough and guys like that. It was like, Allen Iverson and Larry Brown spoke about this in an interview. His whole offense was literally give Allen the ball and get the hell out the way.
Give him the ball and watch him. Watch him work.
They ran no sets. They just gave him the ball.
And a lot of times he was the one that brought it up too, remember? He already had it. He just had to work off the dribble, do what he could do.
And then when the other guys, when they couldn't get anything going, give Allen the ball when the shot clock is dwindling. You got 5 seconds left on the clock. Now he got to just heave a shot up, just throw up a prayer, hope something goes in. I think that also skewed his shooting percentage a little bit too. Those type of situations where he's just putting the ball up out of desperation, just trying to get a shot up to beat the clock.
You don't have no choice, you know. Yeah.
Because we seen what his shooting percentage looked like when he went to Denver. By the time he got to Denver, then his percentage went up when he's playing with Melo and them guys.
Right. Yep. Sure did.
Man.
Don't got to take as many bad shots now. And our guy was on that team too. Remember, J.R. Smith was on that team in Denver.
Yeah. He sure were.
He sure was.
Yeah.
They had that one box.
Was situation for Allen.
Was the the European dude that was he was tough too.
On who? Denver?
Yeah. I want to say his number was 3. Tall dude, like 6'9", had skill. They had a team, man. They had a good team. But yeah, Allen Iverson had Eric Snow. You couldn't get no points out of him. Aaron McKee, he was the next, like Ann said, he was your second best option. A defender out of Temple, Aaron McKee.
Wow.
He had
Aaron McKee.
What's dude that went to North Carolina? He was on the team.
North Carolina? On Philly?
Lynch. That's
George
Lynch.
George Lynch.
His team was absolute offensive deficient.
You know, like George wasn't getting
vitamins on offense to get the things going. They had just Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
That little dude.
George was giving you 0.
You could not stop that little dude. My uncle said that. I said, "Are you freaking?"
I forgot about George Lynch. Oh yeah.
Hey man, I was like, "Hey, that's like me stepping on the court right now and going out there and dominating men that's 6'5" and up."
Yeah.
I was like, "That's unheard of."
Yeah.
Listen to how we translate in the
and see, that's management though, man. When you put a team together, that's bad management. Why wouldn't you get other players? You know, when you drafted and stuff. What the hell was you thinking about? You wasn't paying obviously that much money where you couldn't afford to get some other decent offensive players, you know. That's what I always say. It's management a lot of the times, man, you know. Like look at Boston. And they put they went and got Porzingis. When they got Porzingis, that's when I started saying they're gonna win it all. That was the final piece of the puzzle last offseason, you know.
What you say is absolutely true, because there was a time when Chicago had like the absolute best management in sports, like, especially in basketball. But when you look at it over the years, you look who's competing. Boston, they had that downtime, but that downtime is no longer.
No,
you know the Yankees. When was that? The Yankees had like one downtime.
I know,
and most of their time is up.
That's right.
You know, so you need people of that ilk, that caliber, to be in your head office so that you can compete. Because man, you gotta have people that
the Wizards, man, terrible management. They've been sorry for decades. They'll take a second-round draft choice and trade him for like a 35-year-old player. Then 3 years from now, that second-round draft choice on that other team scoring 20, and that 35-year-old player ain't even in the damn league no more. The Wizards do that type of dumb stuff all the time, man.
Man, you know,
that's why they never get no better.
I'm passionate about sports, man. So I like got fired when I was. So I had to make this argument, man, because like I was tired of people just throwing smut on Kobe. And like I said, I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan, but I grew to respect him, and I understood what he was fighting. Like it's hard for you being like a 5'10" player in a league, and you gotta carry the whole shoulder of your team's offense. You know what I'm saying? So Kobe at least had the benefit of being 6'6", 6'7".
Right. Yeah.
But when you don't have people around you that can make it easy on you, you gotta carry the load. Now, one thing we know is that that's a wear and tear on you mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And your office is supposed to alleviate that strain.
That's
and
right.
You got people like Michael Goudlock,
George
DJ Banger, Smush Parker, something Henri. Like we were getting people, and I'm like, yo, who the fudge are these dudes? And we were getting people like this, and then we weren't getting.
Did they go to college?
Well, yeah, some of them. I remember Goudlock.
Like they walk on, so they sound like walk-ons or something.
I'm just saying, like, you're not getting anybody.
Right.
And then on top of that, you're not convincing anybody to come aboard. So then it looks like, okay, well, it's because they don't want to play with Kobe. Maybe that was it. But I think it was bigger and deeper than that, man. It was
I do too. I don't think that was totally it, man. No.
I think it was like you can go over there and you could tell like they wasn't committed to doing the things necessary to win.
Yeah.
and people could tell that. Because you got people that's representing these folks, and they looking at what makes things successful. Oh man, we ain't got enough here.
Yeah. But before the players come, they look at who else on the team and stuff too,
And for the longest, that was the Knicks. The Knicks, man, it was like people, man, I can't go. That's the mecca of basketball, boy. Who don't like going to the Garden and playing that game?
Right.
They wouldn't go play for the Knicks. Why? Because they was having up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you got a dude that's like, he damn near on the team in the crowd, man. Everybody knows and loves him. You giving him a hard time? This dude supports the heck out of the Knicks, loves the Knicks. You can't. They making commercials with Jordan. He's got New York stuff all over. Like, how do you do him there? There's some players who can't even come back into that stadium, man. It's like you gotta have better. You gotta have better management.
Management is important. Very important, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta get ready to get out of here, Tio. But what was you gonna say, Tio?
Oh no, man. I was acquiescing to you and to Ant, man. Letting you guys bless us with the clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what time is it? Because if I was reading this thing right, the Mets play at 5:08. It said Game 5 in New York.
They played last night at 5:08, probably so. But the Mets played earlier though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, usually the Mets plays before not the Mets. The Yankees play before the Mets.
Are the Yankees? Are they home now, or is they still playing in Cleveland? I think it's Game 4. We're in Cleveland, right? Yeah. That thing's over though, man. That series is over. The Yankees going to the World Series again.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. A commitment to excellence. Like it's World Series for sure.
It's Turkey out here, man. I don't know where he's going.
Turkey?
Yeah, a literal turkey, bro. Turkey's walking right next to him.
Wow.
I'm about to show you.
See, that's that Brooklyn Zoo out there.
You see him? Wait, hold on.
Wait a minute. A turkey. You said it came from the zoo.
Man got a pet turkey, man. He's following like that.
That's his pet. Wow.
I don't know where he's going.
He's about to go get some McDonald's, baby boy.
Wow.
Hey, but he literally is walking though.
You can name him Ali Sheik. The Ali Sheik.
Yeah, but going back to the box. Oh, we about to get out. My bad. We had got sidetracked, bro. We had to talk about that. But man,
yeah, gotta get out of here.
I'm willing, bro.
It's 5.
I know Kaz got to get out there and tend to the better half.
Yeah, she just came in. She went to a funeral today.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I appreciate y'all, man. We rock till 5. Just do. I guess BVO at 8:00, right? BVO? No, Friday night hangout. Don't Jay still do that?
I don't think so.
No, he said he was going to slow down on it, so I don't
think so.
I think
either him or BVO though. If it's not Jay, it's BVO.
Last night on BVO, we had Ant out there doing the co-hosting, so we had a solid show.
Okay.
It was him and D3. It wasn't no frills. It was no frills. Yeah. Out there. It was actually good conversation.
Okay.
BVO gonna make me curse him out.
Yeah. Yeah, BVO
this guy, he'll do a show and not show up to his own show.
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I think a couple of days, he gotta take a reprieve. So he like to have solid people in there. That's why he called you and told him, "Hey man, you think you can do a show to me?" Because you know the kind of content he's gonna get out of you, man. You're gonna get solid content, and on top of that, you know that because people love to interact and engage with the content you produce out there.
Yep. So
it's a change of pace, man, because BBO, he's a character. He be saying stuff for shock value at times. Gotta love it, brother.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He just like capping.
But and before we do go, what you think about your boy Colbert?
Oh, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chris.
That was rough.
Yeah, man. All I can say is, yeah.
That was rough. He looks like the complete opposite of what he did a couple years ago.
I know. Just did a 360, man.
Stark contrast.
If I'm not mistaken, he had one. Well, he was awarded Prospect of the Year a couple years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And he showed a lot of promise.
Yeah, he was Prospect of the Year. Yeah.
So do you think
he looked so confident?
It seemed like right around the Hector fight was when it all started going downhill.
That was the beginning of the end for me. I can see it.
Right around there. Yeah.
Like the man
he
actually
got confidence punched out of him in that fight.
Yeah. Yep. In that fight.
Like how in the Bible they got BC, AD, before Christ, it was like before Hector.
BH.
BH, before Hector.
Yep.
The guy looks so confident, man. He looked so confident.
I know. Even leading up to that fight, he was talking to stuff in the press conference and everything, and then that fight happened, and don't seem like he's been the same. Even in the talk, the lead up to the fight, he's not the same anymore.
It's when you talk.
And they get it back though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
What was you gonna say, T Hill?
I was just saying. I think it was the effect that you have the effect of talk because you have supreme confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
Then when you get up in there, it just doesn't translate to the point where it's like, oh, you feel like you in over your head because he made my man swallow his punches.
Yeah.
He swallowed. He did not want to even engage.
Yeah. That's the first time he had been knocked down when Hector knocked him down too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the first time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too with that, because I agree with you, T Hill. There's a fine line between confident and some would say delusional. And when you hear the way Chris Colbert was talking in some of these interviews, he seemed like the latter at times.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be like, yo, put me in there with these guys. I feel like I could win, so on and so forth. But he was calling world champions bums and trash and how these guys just weren't on his level and all this other stuff.
Yeah. When he should have known
propping himself up to tear these other guys down.
Right.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Now, you get dropped in the Hector fight, you lose that fight.
Yeah.
Then you have, you're awarded a questionable decision versus Rayo that you get knocked out in the rematch.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't talk the same.
That's right. Sure can. You got to prove yourself all over again now.
All over again. And not only prove yourself, but now you got to rebuild yourself.
That's right.
You got to rebuild yourself. And now you got to regroup.
Mm-hmm. You got a
get
lot of
yourself back
regrouping
together.
to do, too. Yeah. Yeah. How old is Chris? He's still got time to do it, I guess. But can he?
Isn't Chris like 25 or 26?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. He's... I'm not sure.
I know he's like in his mid-20s.
Okay.
27 at the most.
Yeah. Well, he's still
at the most 27.
But, when you're doing
that,
you
but the thing is, can he truly convince himself?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You got had a mental makeup to come back, too, after that. You don't talk all that trash and been made to look so bad.
Cash. That's the primary thing, the mental makeup. Yeah. Because what I saw the other night, it seemed like it was far more mental than physical.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like he was almost anticipating getting knocked out, as weird as that may sound.
Wow.
It seems like he had lost faith in his ability to take a punch. Just mentally.
I can understand that,
The point where he didn't open up.
He thought so much of himself, and now he done suffered these knockouts and stuff. Yeah, I can see that happening to him. Yeah. I don't know.
Because I think that it can work both ways. Like being hurt in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen guys like Muhammad Ali. I think Muhammad Ali, part of his confidence that he had in himself was his ability to weather storms.
Right.
Not just in the ring, but also, in his personal life.
Mm-hmm. And come back
also
strong.
In his personal life, going to prison and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I could survive that, I could survive this. If I could survive, being in the ring with Ernie Shavers, I could survive being in the ring with the next guy.
That's right. Like a challenge.
You can find confidence in that. He had his jaw broken versus Ken Norton.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I know I got the mental makeup to get through almost anything.
Yeah.
Or, you're welcome, you too. Or it could be the complete opposite. Now it's like, damn, like my cloak of invincibility has been stripped from me.
Yep.
I've been found out.
Yeah.
Now everybody knows I can't. You know what I mean? So it's like it's two ways you can take it.
Yeah.
So I agree with you 1,000%. It definitely is about that mental makeup.
Yeah.
Because like T. Hill alluded to, it was to the point where it looked like he just didn't want to engage, and that's not very Chris Colbert like.
No.
At least not what we've seen of him in the past. We've seen his previous fights.
Not at all.
I mean, I think that's a poignant observation right there. I mean, maybe it is something going on in his personal life, and it's just bleeding over into boxing. Because, like you said, it looked like he has lost all faith and ability in himself, his skill set, and his ability to compete with other fighters and engage. And it's like night and day from what he was. I don't know if I can't say that it's all due to going up in weight. I think that it has a little bit to do with it, but I think, like you said, with Muhammad Ali, overcoming things that are beyond his scope of control and not inside the ring gave him resolve that when I'm in that ring, ain't nothing you can bring to me gonna ever break me or put me down. I'm gonna get back up and I'm gonna overcome. And it doesn't seem to be there with Chris Colbert. That's an excellent point, man.
Yeah, it is. But look,
and as the captain just said, the mental to physical is always 4-1.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're mentally checked out.
Yeah, go ahead, Till. Finish your thought. I gotta give.
No, I was just saying, if you're mentally checked out, more times than not, it's going to translate over into your physical performance.
Yes, it is.
It just so happened that some people are really, really good, and even when they're mentally checked out, they can still perform well. I think that's what we saw with Jamal Charlo. I think he wasn't there. You could tell he wasn't there. He was despondent as all get up, but he was still able to put together a performance. And his other opponent wasn't on his best stuff either, so it was allowable for him to do that and still produce. But when you're not and you're in there with some dog, oh man, they're gonna eat their lunch. You're gonna become lunch.
But maybe he's young. He might be able to make it back. Hopefully, he can get in and earn some more money and stuff.
But
hopefully he can be in there and be competitive. Not just in there.
He's got to. That was the biggest takeaway from Wednesday night, man. I think TL was 1,000,000% on the mark. Because when you look even at the stoppage, it's not like he was on Queer Street. Like he was unresponsive. He was just unwilling to engage. And I'm assuming his coach, Sosa, is looking at that like, bro, you're not even throwing any punches back. Like, if you're not going to punch back, then I can't just have you in there just getting punched on.
No. That's not good.
You're not even opening up. You're not going to give yourself a chance to win.
That's right.
And that's the main thing, man. But hopefully he can get to a point where nowadays, well, moving forward, where he takes a punch and he can just press on. Because now it looks like you're just waiting for the shoe to drop. Like, he started off the fight pretty well, but then the moment he got touched, you like, how is he going to respond?
Right. It's not good.
And that's not the place to be. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing well until. and you don't want that until to be the case. You know, like the determining factor in all of these matchups moving forward. That until, but yeah, we know he's gonna box well until, because it kind of became that way with Amir Khan.
Yeah.
After that Breeders Prescott fight,
that's a good example. Yeah.
It was like, yeah, he's boxing well until. We said the same thing. Like, he was boxing well in that Prescott fight until. He was boxing well in the fight with Danny Garcia until. He was boxing well in the fight with Canelo until.
Yeah.
He just took that punch and he just couldn't take the punch.
And that was it.
That was it. And Chris Colbert, unfortunately, looks like he's trending in that direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It started with the Hector fight. And
Yep.
then in the second fight with Rayo, some way, somehow he made it out of there. But then the second fight with Rayo, he didn't make it out.
Didn't make it.
That's how he got slapped. And in this last fight, like T. Hill said, he took himself out the fight. He just looked unresponsive. He looked super docile. You know, like,
yes, he did.
Easy to be managed. He looked like a damn. He looked like a sheep, and the other dude looked like a sheep herder. Like, he like a herder.
Other guy might have been shocked. Like, damn, this is easier than I thought it was going to be.
Because we know he's got the skills.
Yeah.
We know he's got the other physical attributes. Maybe not the power, but he's got the speed and the athleticism and all that stuff. He's got it.
See, he only 27 at the most, right? Damn.
Yeah, a guy is not supposed to be shot or over the hill at 27. That's supposed to be your prime. Yeah,
it's coming into it, you know.
That's why I think you were spot on when you said it. Your mental state of mind, like, where is it? Because it gets to a point where you can't, like you said, you can't be prospect of the year and not have the goods.
Yeah, not have something, man. Not be at this point by 27.
Because I think he got that over Shakur, right? If I'm not correct, didn't he get that over Shakur?
Yeah, I believe he did.
So you know he got that. I remember the conversation that you was having, that you was alluding to, and like one of the conversations he had when it was him, Richardson Hitchens and Shakur, and they was talking about like fighting people and whatnot, and he was like, "Man, you're not ready for me. Like, you nice, but
I remember that. Yeah, they was talking about
shortly before he took that L.
They was talking
once upon a time, he was dubbed Lil B-Hop. You don't get named after
he sure was.
Future Hall of Famer, man. I mean, you don't get dubbed after a Hall of Famer. Like, you look at all of these guys, the lineage of these names. It's like that's a mantle that you pick up and you got to be able to uphold. It's a standard. You know what I mean? Like Sugar Ray Leonard, you got to be a bad man to be named Sugar.
That's right.
If you're gonna be dubbed, or, you know, your namesake is the consensus GOAT and Ray Robinson, you got to be a bad man to pick up that Sugar. And
you got to have some confidence to take that name, man. You know.
Yo, when you think about it, we got like 4 Sugars in the Hall of Fame. You got Sugar Ray Robinson, of course. Sugar Ray Leonard. You got Sugar Ramos in the Hall of Fame. And the latest inducted Sugar was Shane Mosley. So if you pick up that Sugar, if you pick that up, you got to be a bad man. Same thing with like the Master. Remember, what's his name? He was dubbed the Young Master after the Old Master.
Right.
What's my guy's name? Amir Imam. I thought he was going to be something special. I don't know what happened to him. But it's like a couple years ago, they were calling this dude Chris Colbert Lil B-Hop.
I remember that.
He could not be Lil B-Hop and not be a bad dude.
Yeah.
But,
like, you ain't never lied about that.
I remember that Little B-Hop. That's what they was calling.
That mental, man. That mental is a mother. If it ain't intact, all that other stuff don't count. Because that's what steers the ship.
That's it.
You gotta. The mental is the captain of the ship. It don't matter how big and bad the ship is. If you ain't got a good captain, it ain't gonna get where it needs to go.
You're nothing.
Absolutely. Great analogy, bro. That is the epitome of in another sport, man. Baseball.
Any of them, man.
There's a great pitcher. One of the greatest pitchers that had played the game.
That's the baseball, man. The mental game they playing in baseball, man. Between the pitcher and the hitter. There's a
Yeah.
lot going on up there,
Well,
man.
you know, Clayton Kershaw's like one of the best pitchers to ever do it, man. You get him in the playoffs, and it's
Some
just,
teams,
it's
they
just
got
something wrong.
they got notes on every hitter, man, and the pitcher getting signals from the dugout. Not just, I mean, just from pitch to pitch. You know, it's a game going on in there, man, and that sport. A lot of people don't know about that, man. The count 2-1, you might get a certain pitch. If it's 1-2, you might get another pitch, and then you got to stand there guessing what they're going to throw you in. You know, it's just crazy. It's a mental. Baseball don't look like it might be boring and stuff, but yeah, that's serious, man. Serious stuff going on in there. Yeah.
It was that way for me until I got that understanding,
Mm-hmm.
like what was going on in the pitch count, and
Yeah.
you know what the pitcher might be influenced to do if he falls
Mhm.
behind.
That's
What is
right.
he gonna do if he's ahead? And now the batter got to chase him.
Or men on base. What base
Or,
they
yeah,
on?
just men on base. You know what
Are
I'm
they
saying?
in
You got
scoring
runners in scoring
position?
position.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yup.
There's a whole lot.
Yeah. Mental. You would be like, y'all baseball ain't mental.
Trying to
All
get
you
a
doing
guy.
is just being a bat. Mm-mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But okay,
that mental,
gentlemen.
it's got to be there.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right. It's got to be. That's mandatory. Like you said, that's the captain of the ship. You know, the mental is running things. But yeah, what else y'all got to close with? We got to get on up out of here now. We had a good cook.
I'm
Y'all
just excited for tomorrow, man. We got boxing all day. There's another IBA boxing
yeah.
event going
3
on
fights too.
tomorrow as well. I think it's like
Another one from
1:30,
Russia?
if I'm not mistaken.
From Russia?
No, I think this event is going to be staged in Austria.
Oh, Austria. Okay.
I think it's going to be staged.
Okay.
I think tomorrow's going to be in Austria. Yesterday's was in Russia.
Okay.
Yesterday's was in Russia, and I gotta give them a lot of credit for them not to be with one of the major broadcasting corporations like Amazon, ESPN, or DAZN or whomever. They do a really good job with their production.
Okay.
Do a really good job with their production. The IBA boxing channel on YouTube.
Okay.
And they have these frequent events too, and you got some quality fights going on.
The
too,
IBA
so
boxing
you're gonna see a
channel.
lot of people who are up and coming.
It's the IBA boxing channel, man.
Yep, I'm gonna put the link in the in the
Okay.
chat.
Okay. Yeah. That'll work. Every time I try to go, y'all start cooking again. Man. Yeah. I think it's like 3 cards. There's one from London and one from Germany tomorrow. That English guy, Adam Azim, is fighting tomorrow from London. I think he on the zone. Pretty good youngster. He like one of the top prospects, so they might be past prospect status by now. He used to be the top prospect in the UK, Adam Azim. Yeah. He's fighting tomorrow. They expecting got big high hopes from him from over there, so that should be interesting. Watching him probably early from over there. T Hill, you still there? I gotta get back to the damn chat. Okay.
I don't know what happened to T Hill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Azim is supposed to be fighting O'Hara Davies. Hopefully O'Hara
Right.
Davies could bounce back, because remember
No.
O'Hara Davies, he signed with Golden Boy, and they had high hopes for that guy. But then Big Watch Barroso threw a little
That was
sand on
him.
the fire.
First round. Yeah. That was O'Hara.
my Lord.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, Big Watch.
So we're gonna see what
put a
he's
little
got left
detour
in
in
the
his
tank,
career.
man. See if he's gonna be
Yeah.
able to bounce back mentally, shake
This
off
is
that
his first
knockout. 'Cause
fight
That
since then?
knockout was pretty brutal.
This is the first fight since then? Since the Big
I
Watch
believe
knockout? Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Because that knockout, I want to say that was in springtime, so
Yeah,
a
that was
couple months
serious.
back.
Yeah.
And that was his first fight under the Golden Boy banner. They signed him, and they made a big deal about the acquisition.
Yeah.
And then they roll out the red carpet. They're supposed to be like this showcase for him.
Right.
So I always say you can't sleep on these guys, even though one guy is projected to be the guy and the other dude is supposed to be a stepping stone.
Right.
Them guys got plans of their own, man. And they got their own aspirations.
Mm-hmm. You know, Big Watch didn't care nothing about what they had hopes they had for him. Big Watch had his own hopes. You know?
Yep.
He was trying to get back to Rolly.
Cleaned O'Hara Davies up in what you say, 1 round, 2 rounds, something like that. I know it was early.
I think it was the first.
And it was in devastating fashion, too.
Yeah.
It seemed like the first punch that connected solidly.
Yeah, like one of them one-punch jobs, man. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They vaporized the guy with one shot.
It was a knockout, not a TKO, a knockout. Remember? He's knocked him out. He was down for the count. Yeah.
So
that was a title eliminator. But he never got his title shot. Remember?
Yeah, because remember, O'Hara Davies was actually supposed to be in that fight instead of, I think it was supposed to be instead of Rolly.
Oh, really?
It was either Rolly. Yeah, he was supposed to be in that WBA fight. I believe that's why he ended up fighting Barroso.
Okay.
And they probably gave that fight to Barroso to make up for the Tony Weeks debacle.
Yep, that's what they did. Because that was right after. That was his next fight. Yep. After that. And he won it.
We gonna see what O'Hara Davies got left, man.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
If he can rebuild and rebound.
He up against a pretty good fighter, too. Azim ain't bad.
Yeah, Azim is no joke. He's a solid guy for sure.
Yeah. They got high hopes for him over there in the UK. Yeah.
Yep.
So that should be interesting. That's on the zone, right? Yeah, that should be good tomorrow. So we got some good stuff tomorrow. It's one from Germany, too. I don't know who that is. Yeah. And then the one you was talking about. Yeah. Yeah, T Hill checked out on us, man. Yeah, I'm getting ready to check. You got anything else, Ant, before we get up out of here?
I'm gonna let you go because otherwise we're gonna be talking forever.
Yeah, I know we keep cooking every time we try to go. We cook for another hour.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I appreciate you though, Ant.
Hey, appreciate you.
Okay.
Salute to my guy T Hill.
Yeah, salute Thomas Hill. And I'll probably see you BBO or J Hardcore. Somebody's at 8:00 tonight. Okay, peoples. Appreciate everybody that stayed with us. Every time I tried to go, Ant and Thomas Hill kept cooking. And we could have been on here till like 10:00 tonight. But everybody have a great weekend. Monday is Fantasy Matchups Monday. Manny Pacquiao versus the Legends. Okay, got like 15 fighters. Did I go off? Yeah, the thing is black. What happened? Everything went okay?
Yeah, I didn't hear the read fast. Like,
oh, yeah? Okay. Food and stuff.
But I had them drop me off at home.
Okay.
I didn't want to go.
Yeah. Did you lay go? Huh? I think this Sinead go.
No.
You don't go to no.
Yeah.
They don't go to nothing else.
Well, she didn't get a good bit, but she still should win.
Yeah.
But she didn't come.
She was raised up with them people, you know.
Huh?
That she was raised up with them people, you know. You don't
She never got close to nobody.
You don't call on birthdays. She don't do nothing. What is wrong? You better go down and see what's going on with that child.
Yeah.
She just, I don't know what the hell's wrong with her. Like she done just cut herself off from everybody.
No.
You got to call her.
There's some time to get this job.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, where I she just doesn't let her. She wanted to eat.
Yeah. I know.
Because not just because they won the title last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because not just because they won the title last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because not just because they won the title last year.
Mm-hmm. Shit. Damn, what the hell? Gee, Christmas.